Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. We're back. We're bloody well back. We're back for bloody Burnley in a Carabao Cup game. But most important of all, Manchester United are back, you lovely, lovely people. We are going to be talking a lot because we are live and we are back for match watch-alongs, of course, which I'm very excited about. But I'll give you the team news as it's been given to me. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the right team, but you may well be out already. Dubravka, Malacia, Lindelof, McTominay, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Bruno, Casemiro, Eriksen, Martial, Garnacho and Rashford. Interesting. So Rashford, Casemiro, Bruno and Malacia from the World Cup come back in, but no Maguire, no Luke Shaw. Interesting team if that is to be the case. Let's get some confirmation on that officially from Manchester United. But it's very exciting, isn't it? It's very exciting to be back for a watch-along. So smash a like on the video. And the team is Dubravka, Lindelof, McTominay, Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno. So yeah, Dubravka, Malacia and Wan-Bissaka, left back and right back. Looks like Lindelof and McTominay at centre-back. And then Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, midfield three. And then Martial, Garnacho and Rashford as the front three. That's correct. Then on the bench, you've got De Gea, Bennett, Shaw, Williams, Fred, Van der Beek, Anthony, Elanga and Pellistri. So there must be an issue with Harry Maguire because he's not on the bench. Obviously, Anthony's there. Luke Shaw is on the bench. So Harry Maguire's the only one that's not really available. I think Harry Maguire would have played if he was fit then. So it looks to me like... there's probably an injury issue with Harry Maguire there, isn't there? Because, yeah, that's quite interesting. Aditya, thank you very much. Welcome to the MB's Club. Do you want McTominay to play up top in the future? He can definitely be the backup, says Ajit. Ajit, I think you're talking shit. McTominay is centre-backs, Ivan Whelan. Well, it shows you what Ten Hag thinks of Mengi, doesn't it? If he's playing Scott McTominay at centre-back, who has played at centre-back before. Played at centre-back for Scotland, so that's where we're at with that. But, yeah, interesting. Or Casemiro could be playing at centre-back. Very good point from Hader there. So, yeah, no Harry Maguire. It's very nice to be back, DJ. I'm very much looking forward to it. And back to normal. What a great start to Christmas week. You know what? Just before I went live, I was over the moon because I was watching it. And, you know, I had the TV on and I had Sky Sports News on. And you know what they did? You know what they did? They did the old Christmas, the Santa and everything like that. It was great. And not Santa, the snowmen and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm loving it. Did you have a good night last night, Mark? It looked fun, says Marsh. It was a very good night. If you weren't on my Instagram, I was out with Ben Foster and his crew last night in Leamington Spa. And it was a very, very good night. Shout out to... I think it was Bombay Indian Restaurant, and then we went to some pub, which I don't remember, but if they remember, well done. It was good. But McTominay used to play striker. He can do a job, says Ajit. I'm not getting involved in this, Ajit. You're going to be talking to this in a minute. You'll be talking to the hand, bro. Not talking about Scott McTominay playing as a striker, because he's not going to play as a striker. So the lineup has been confirmed. I don't know why it's not coming up on the screen. Let me just see if we can sort this. Lineup. Let me sort this. I can keep refreshing it. But yeah, the team is Dubravka, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, McTominay or Casemiro at centre-back, Lindelof, Malacia, Casemiro or McTominay at CDM, depends who plays at centre-back, Eriksen, Bruno, and then Rashford, Garnacho and Martial. I mean, I like the front three. I like the front three. I really do, and I think they're looking really, really good. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with that. But let's see if I can get this team's on the screen for you. No, it's still not working. Interesting. And the Burnley one's not working, is it? Let me just load and refresh one more time. Shouldn't have to be doing this, but hopefully it will work. But it's interesting with Wan-Bissaka in the team. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Joshua Bowater says, do you think Garnacho starting over an Anthony is a bit of a message that he's got to earn his spot back? Can we have some Goldbridge kick-ups for the last match before Christmas? I'll do some kick-ups if we're comfortable. I don't want to be a laughing stock if we're not comfortable in the second half. But it's a strong lineup. John Joe says, I've just jumped on. Don't know if it's been covered, but I just want to know your feelings towards Ronaldo. Can you ask me that in a few minutes? Because obviously this team news is just sort of hit in here. So I just want to make sure that Alex says it's a bit of a crap lineup. I want to just cover the lineup first of all and have our say on that. You know, who is the centre-back with Lindelof? I'm not 100% sure at the moment. It could be Casemiro. It could be Scott McTominay. I played the game, says Dylan. I think it might be Casemiro, you know. I think he might play Casemiro there. I think, hi Mark, you should hire me as your IT guy for the United Stand, says Omar. And yeah, I think that, I think with, let me just get rid of this guy in the chat. Hazard 101, you better set up a new account. Knobhead. I think that, yeah, I think it's an interesting scenario. Harry Maguire just must not be fit. That's the only thing I can think of. Harry Maguire must not be fit because he's not even on the bench and he'd be desperate to play in a game like this. So there must be a bit of an issue with Maguire when he's come back yesterday from training. I don't remember him having any problems with England. So, hi Mark, like the new background. Is it staying, says Lazy. Lazy Parker, no, I don't think this, I will use this background, I do like it, but I will get the green screen back at some point, but it's just been a bit busy. The app says it's McTominay as a centre-back. Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in early doors, by the way. Make sure, if you want to do that, you can do that through the $sign. And Casemiro is centre-back on MUTV. I ain't going to, look, we're way past all that. We used to argue about formations and all sorts of stuff, and I'm not going to start doing that anymore. You know, it's you know, it's it is what it is when the game starts. If one app says Casemiro's centre back and the other app says McTominay's centre back, I would predict it might be McTominay at centre back because he's played there as for Scotland, as Top Play says. But it could be either of them. It really won't matter. Casemiro never plays centre back. McTominay does, says Ian. I think it will be that. I've just had a quick thought, and I don't know whether anyone else has noticed about this. Van der Beek's on the bench, of course, but the bench is Palestri's on the bench, Alanga, Anthony, Van der Beek, Fred, Williams, Shaw, Bennett, and De Gea. I mean, you know, considering we still have Varane and Martinez to come back, and Sancho to come back, it doesn't actually look like a bad bench, does it? Palestri was decent in the World Cup. I know people aren't massive fans of Alanga, but Anthony gives us a bit of depth. Van der Beek, I know again. Fred, I know again. But, you know, there is a bit of depth there, considering you've still got Sancho, Varane, and Martinez to come back, and we've got to replace Ronaldo. And I think it's an interesting proposition for Aaron Wan-Bissaka to start this game. I never would have predicted it. Never would have predicted that Aaron Wan-Bissaka would have started this game. So what are your thoughts about that? Because I've got some. It's been too long since a Goldbridge meltdown. Will we get final one before 2022 ends? Says Zayn Miasi. I have a feeling Lisandro Martinez will carry us to top four, says Villas. And there's nothing wrong with my volume at all. The interesting thing I was going to say is that... what was I going to say? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say now. I forgot what I was going to say. I've had a complete brain blank. A brain blank there. I've forgotten it. I was going to talk about Wan-Bissaka, wasn't I? Yes, that's what I was going to talk about. Yes, I was going to talk about Wan-Bissaka. I've just lost my live chat. Show me the chat. Oh, here we go. We're waiting to hear what happened with Maguire. Maguire's out due to illness. There you go. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Just happy to see Manchester United playing again. I'm expecting a tough game tonight, though, says Mike Mate. Thank you very much, Mike Mate. Yeah, so Harry Maguire's out with illness. I think clearly there was going to be some reason. There's no way that Maguire would come back to training yesterday and say to Eric Ten Hag, I just don't fancy it. I need a bit more of a break. I mean, I think Maguire would come back early to try and play for Man United. He desperately wants... He knows the opportunity is there. He knows the opportunity is there with no Varane and Martinez to get back in the team and try and keep your place. So he must be very ill because I think he would play. Glad we're back, says Jonathan. Watch along with Miss Doubtbridge. What's with the Scottish tones, says Sam Perryman. And there is a bug going around at the moment, says PH. Well, it's probably COVID. Somebody was saying this to me the other day. You know, it'd be interesting if there is a bit of a virus going around a football team in late December, early January, because this time last year they were testing, and if you had enough tests, you could get games postponed. But I don't think the Premier League are going to want to get games postponed this time of year, are they? So I think if you get ill significantly, like has happened with Maguire, then maybe it could go round. Imagine if McTominay does really well at centre back, says Girish. Yeah, well, people will want him to play over. They'll want him to play over over Harry Maguire, won't they? That's what'll happen. COVID is probably still a thing. Yes, Abdullah, I think it's still out there. It hasn't gone. Why Jones ain't there? Says, does he know? He's not. He's injured, mate. He's injured. Hopefully, we have 60 to 65% possession. Thank you very much. What is Burnley's lineup? I was going to look at Burnley's lineup, but for some reason we've got these things are going to happen. It's been a while since we've done a watch along, so I think there's a few gremlins in the system that are getting ironed out in the background. But we normally would have both team news sheets up by now. What? Why are we not getting? Let me just get you this. Oh, okay, we're doing that, are we? BBC don't want to give you the lineups like they normally do. Okay. England defender Harry Maguire misses out for Manchester United tonight due to illness. That was from Simon Stone. And the Burnley lineup is as follows. Peacock Farrell, who's a goalkeeper. I don't know whether this is in order of position, but Peacock Farrell, Roberts, Harwood Bellis, who's apparently very good, Bayer, Matson, Cullen, Cork, Brownhill, Goodmanson, Benson and Barnes. I don't know whether that's the strong Burnley side. Let's just have a quick look at the team that they played at the weekend. I think it's always interesting in the Cup because people can make changes. So let's have a look at what Burnley did at the weekend. So Burnley beat Middlesbrough 3-1. Carricky. So he has made a few changes, He's actually made a few changes. So he's changed his keeper. Roberts, Harwood Bellis, Bayer and Matson are all the same. Cullen and Cork are all the same. Benson, Brownhill and Goodmanson. And then Rodriguez is out instead of Barnes. So he's made two changes, one up front and one in goal. So it's pretty much his team, to be fair. There's no issue with that. Thanks for the super chat from Scott Hargreaves. He says, "Hi Mark, it's my son's birthday tomorrow. Jordan, he's 13. Could you please wish him a happy birthday? Thanks, pal. Love everything you do." Cheers, Scott. Big shout out to you, Jordan, tomorrow. Hope you have a fantastic birthday. 22nd of December. I'll tell you what, you want to have a word with Scott, your dad, and say, can I have a birthday in June? Because 22nd of December and then Christmas, that's you never get the same, do you? You never get what you would get in the summer. Or maybe you do. Whatever happened to Twan Sebi? He's injured. What do you get for tea, Mark? Out of Chinese takeaway. Lovely. I want us to beat Company's team so badly, says just Kevin. Well, there is that Man City vibe thing going on, isn't there? So yeah, it'd be interesting how that works out. I'm still trying to get you the team news up on the screen for you. I don't know why it's not working, but I will endeavour to find out. And got ill with COVID yesterday. Looking forward to the game, though, says Nathan. Okay, Nathan. Well, I wish you all the best. Hope you're doing well and don't get it too badly. There we go. What's the news on Garnacho's contract? Oh, I'd chill out about that. James Ross, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Yeah, still not working. Sorry. Right, what we will do is let's just have a look at the chat. I want to talk about Wan-Bissaka. CR7 says, why isn't Ronaldo playing? And what's the Burnley lineup? We've just been through it, Ronnie. Please just go on the website and find it for yourself. I'm not going to go through that again. Life's too short. I got COVID as well yesterday, relaxing watching you, says Blake. Yeah, if you are ill over the Christmas period, then rest up and enjoy it. There's plenty of good TV on, and a lot of people have got COVID at the moment. I wouldn't even know. I think I had it about a month ago, and I just didn't test because you don't have to. So if you're ill, you're ill. Will you be doing a Sean Dyche impression? Maybe if Burnley concede goals. I could have done better. The game is live on TV. Yes, yes it is. Okay, right. That just reminds me. You've probably seen it whizzing round the screen. We are sponsored by Manscaped on the show tonight. Link is in the description, or you can scan the QR code next to me. If you don't know what Manscaped is, where have you been? It's precision engineering for your family jewels. Yes, that's right. Trim the grass down there to make the yard look bigger. Basically, it's a men's grooming thing for your privates. You know, when the bush gets thick, you can make it not thick. With the Lawnmower 4.0, it's got a 4,000 RPM engine. It's got a light for a more precise shave. It's got adjustable lengths for you as well. It's got electromagnetic induction charging, so you just put it in the charging point, and there's no wires that go into it. You can also get it as part of the performance package, where you get the weed whacker, a travel bag, deodorants, and all sorts of stuff like that. Fantastic. And you can get 25% off and free worldwide shipping with the code United Stand, or by scanning the QR code next to me with your camera phone, or going through the link in the description. Fantastic present for yourself. Christmas is about giving gifts to everybody, isn't it? But what about giving yourself the gift of a ball trimmer? Manscaped. That would have worked really well, because I turned it on at the right time. Links in the description. Check it out. Big shout out to Manscaped. Is it a good idea to go so strong with so many fixtures coming up, says Dan Goulding? Well, I don't think we've gone massively strong. I don't think we've gone massively strong, to be honest with you. If you think about it, we could have gone stronger. You know, Anthony's on the bench, Luke Shaw's on the bench. So if you go through the team that he's picked, it's Dubravka in goal. That could have been De Gea. It's Wan-Bissaka at right back. You know, you could have moved Malacia there and put Luke Shaw at left back. Lindelof and McTominay, well, look, Maguire's not fit, so there's not much you can do there. The midfield is strong. Casemiro, Bruno and Eriksen. And then he's gone Rashford. He could have played Anthony. So there's three players he could have played to make us a bit stronger. So he has made a bit of change. I mean, I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka, like Gandrick says, this back four makes me nervous, because there's a real lack of experience. It's not just the back four. Dylan's just trimmed his grass. The United Stand is the best in the whole world, says James Ross. Thank you very much, James, and thanks for being a member as well. I can see you've got your badge as well. What's your score prediction now that you've seen the lineup, says Min? I'm still going to go 2-1 to Manchester United, but I do think that I watched one of the you know, when the World Cup was on and we played in Spain. I watched Dubravka. I thought he was crap, so I'm a little bit worried about Dubravka because he's not De Gea. I'm surprised he's not picked De Gea, actually, because it's the Carabao Cup and he hasn't been picking Dubravka in the Europa League. So it's the Carabao Cup. It's an opportunity to win, and you put Dubravka in goal, who could cost you the win if he makes a mistake. So I would have put, especially in front of that back four, which is Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, McTominay and Malacia. Now, we've seen Malacia have bad games as he settles in. We've seen Wan-Bissaka have bad games. We've seen Lindelof have bad games. And McTominay at centre-back is, you know, it's an interesting one. So it's a very inexperienced back five against the Burnley team that's very confident. So I think there's going to be goals in this game. I'd definitely go over 3 goals in this game. Definitely. I think there's goals in the game. And I think Burnley will probably score. I'd be very surprised if we've got a clean sheet. So, yeah, I probably would have played De Gea, because I think that it gives you a bit of a, you know, bit of leadership and a bit of experience. I'm glad to be back, Mark. Hope you're doing well, says Gary O'Brien. You too, pal. Welcome to the Members Club, Ryan Joyce. If you want to join the Members Club, then just click the join button, like just Kevin. You have your badge next to your name. It changes every month, all the way up to platinum. And also, thank you very much for supporting the channel if you are a member, but we've got some really exciting stuff coming up for the members in the new year. But we also will upload extra content for the members each week. Tomorrow is our Christmas special quiz, which goes up for the members tomorrow, so keep your eye out for that. Dennis G says, any Varane news? What sort of news do you want? Yeah, he's fit. He's just having a break after the World Cup. Simple as that. Simple as that, mate. That's what's happening there. Trev, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Matthias, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. Appreciate that. And love the quizzes, says Clone. Yeah, check them out on the Members section. There's one from last week as well. I wanted to talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I will address the Ronaldo question I was asked. If you've got any questions, fire them in. We'll go through that. But with regards to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'm very surprised that he's starting this game. Aaron Wan-Bissaka starting means no new right back then, says Dan. Well, no, it doesn't actually, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is for sale in January, and loads of people want him. I actually am surprised he's starting, because I thought, well, Aaron, Ten Hag's never really used him, has he? He could have used him in the past, and he's never used him, and then he's used him tonight. But you know what? It might be a bit about putting him in the shop window. That's what I think. I don't think this changes anything. I still think he wants Wan-Bissaka to go, but I think he's just maybe putting him in the shop window, because what is his alternative? If Luke Shaw, I don't know why Luke Shaw's not starting, but if Malacia is starting at left back and Luke Shaw's not starting, which is what is happening, then your choice at right back is Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Like, there's no one else. People say Brandon Williams, but Brandon Williams doesn't play at right back. I know he's right-footed and it's more logical, but he doesn't play at right back. He plays at left back. So I think that Wan-Bissaka playing is probably out of necessity. But we do need, what we definitely do need from Erik Ten Hag is we need a bloody, we need a press conference, because we need to know how long Delow's out for. Hi Mark, I love you. This is 20 months for me. Come to Manchester, Missouri when you're over here. I'll buy you 5 pints. I played the game, says Nelson. Well, you know what? I'm hoping to come over to America for the tour in July. So even if it's just a couple of games. Casemiro is starting at centre-back. I don't know whether he is or not. Just got my Martinez Butcher hoodie from TUS shop, and I love it. These hoodies are fantastic. I've got my Ten Hag one on, but they are really good. Really comfy as well. Really good quality. So if you want to get one, get it from United Stand Shop, bye-bye. It's good to have the watch-along back, says Dougie. You know what it is? I did the World Cups. We did all the watch-alongs. They were fantastic, especially the studio ones. But Casemiro is at centre-back. It's been confirmed by Ten Hag, apparently. So there you go. Trevor's finally a member as well. There you go. Casemiro playing at centre-back. I've missed 25-degree heat in the Aussie summer living room at 4 a.m. match day. Yes, says UCAT. But look, I did watch a lot of the World Cup. I think we all did. And I've got to be honest, I wasn't a massive fan of it. To me, it is interesting, but I'm not a massive fan of it. The World Cup. I mean, I'm happy that I prefer not that World Cup, by the way, not the Winter World Cup, not because it was in Qatar. I'm not a big fan of the World Cup compared to domestic football. I prefer domestic football, so I'm very happy to have it back. I was just reading something there. It threw me that Fabrizio Romano has just put out that PSG have reached a verbal agreement with Lionel Messi to extend his contract. It's a verbal pact to continue together. It just gets worse and worse for Cristiano Ronaldo, doesn't it? That this theory that Messi was going to go and play in the MLS now he's won the World Cup. I mean, it looks like he's going for his Champions League record as well, doesn't it? It's really he won't be happy about that. His record could be going. Casemiro at centre back. Thoughts? What are my thoughts on Casemiro playing at centre back? Needs must. Suppose you've got 3 centre backs out, haven't you? Varane, Martinez, and Maguire. So you've got to put someone there. I trust Casemiro at centre back more than I would Scott McTominay, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's what I would do. Catch me under the mistletoe. Actually, I put someone in a timeout. I meant to get rid of them. There you go. Well, there's an interesting point from Jamie Wan. He says, I'm not bothered if we go out of this tournament. Well, it's going to be a difficult game. There's no two ways about it. It'll be a difficult game. If you didn't watch the preview, that's on you. But this Burnley team is top of the Championship by about 6 points. They've scored more goals than anyone else. They play a very different style of football. And they've already played 2 games since the World Cup. So, they've played 2 games in the Championship and won them both. This is our first game back. We might be rusty. Hi, Mart. I'm so relieved to be watching United tonight. Come on, the lads. Let's get a good win tonight. We need it after those friendlies. Scooby Doo, says Matty Ross. Thank you very much. And Stephen Rossi says, with the exception of the final, how would you rate the play in the World Cup compared to previous ones? I don't really want to talk about it, Stephen. Recency bias and the fact that Messi won it and the final was fantastic. Everyone's saying it's the best World Cup ever. For me, it wasn't, but I don't really want to talk about it. Having real football back at Christmas is so nostalgic. I love it, treble champ. That's what I want to talk about. Football back, Christmas time. It feels real again. Ahmed, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. Dead Zone as well. Appreciate it. Thanks very much for joining the Members Club. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to watch the quiz tomorrow. Mark, you heard that United are interested in signing Mbappe, says Adam. I hear a lot of things. I don't take any notice of it until it becomes credible. And would you have preferred Anthony to start on the right rather than Rashford tonight, Mark, says Benji? Well, we don't know whether Marcus Rashford's starting on the right or the left, do we? Garnacho might be off the right. He played off the right in the games in Spain, didn't he? So I wouldn't be surprised if Rashford's playing off the left. But I do like one player we haven't mentioned, Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial's got to, stay fit and start delivering, because somebody asked me at the moment about Cristiano Ronaldo, and look, Ronaldo's not a Manchester United player anymore. That was his decision. There you go. You've got the lineup on the screen. Lovely stuff. So you can see the lineup there. It has got Scott McTominay as centre-back, but we think Casemiro is playing at centre-back. And we've got Garnacho on the left, but obviously we think it could be Rashford on the left and Garnacho on the right. But as far as we know, it's Casemiro at centre-back and Scott McTominay in the midfield. As Joshua Bowser said, Ten Hag has confirmed on MUTV that Casemiro is at centre-back. Utrecht, welcome to the Members Club as well. And Maguire is ill. That's why he's not there. The Burnley lineup will be going around on your screen in a minute. Did you see Ander Herrera's interview? His rival. Yeah, I mean, what's going on in the chat? It's like slow sports news. Do you want me to get a yellow tie and drive an Audi around the car, around the room? I mean, why are we talking about Ander Herrera's interview? There's the Burnley team, by the way. I've got no interest in Ander Herrera's interview. Nostalgia. Not interested. I loved Ander Herrera. We never should have let him go. I said everything I needed to say at the time. He's come out and said what we knew at the time. We move on. Hi, Mark. We're useless going to get pumped, says Harry Reid. That's no way to speak about Burnley. Give yourself a chance. Come on. Merry Christmas, everyone, and wishing you all the best of holidays, says Rob, MUFC. So kiss me under the mistletoe. Pour out the wine and let's go in December snow. This year's been shit, but I gotta let it go. This time next year you never know. Right now, Merry Christmas. I think Ronaldo's probably had the worst year out of anyone, hasn't he? Thoughts on Sancho? Shame he's not involved. Exactly the sort of game he should be playing in, but we've spoken about it in quite a lot of depth with Jayden. That just needs to be handled correctly by the club and Jayden, and I think they are doing it, and we're just gonna have to wait and see how long it takes. But the Anthony one's interesting because I read somebody saying it today, and I do agree with it. They basically said that Anthony didn't play for Man United before the World Cup, hardly played for Brazil in the World Cup, so should be starting now, doesn't need a rest. But then that's assuming that we want to pick him, and quite clearly we didn't want to pick him because he's picked Garnacho and he's benched Anthony. So I feel that it's an interesting one, isn't it? That they've gone with putting Anthony on the bench. So I'm quite pleased with it. I'm quite pleased with it. I want to see Anthony play. He's an £85 million player, but there is absolutely no way of looking at it that for whatever reason, and he's right, he's actually right. I said this in my preview, Garnacho deserves to start because he won us 3 points against Fulham, and I don't think Ten Hag's forgotten about that. But maybe Ten Hag has not forgotten about the fact that Anthony couldn't play against Fulham, but then trained the next day with Brazil, whilst Garnacho scored the winning goal. So I think Ten Hag's gone, look, you're a very important player to me, Anthony, but you've got to win your place back. Garnacho played and won us the game. You didn't play, but the next day you were training with Brazil. Maybe that's what it's all about. Wan-Bissaka couldn't cross a tee, and Lindelof or McShite couldn't mark a spelling test, says Jack. Hi, Mark. Who out of today's front three do you think would play at right wing? I think it might be Garnacho Aditya, because I think Rashford might pull rank and be like, I'm the senior pro, I should play at left back. But then again, you never know with Ten Hag. Garnacho deserves the start over Anthony, says Muff, for sure. Forget the price tag. Yes, I agree with you. And Anonymous says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Dundee, Scotland. Love the channel and you are smashing it. Love the studio and glad this season's almost back. It is back, really. And Merry Christmas to you as well. It is back. It's back. The season is back tonight. This is what it's all about. I'm doing Liverpool Man City tomorrow night on That's Football. It's back. I mean, Premier League's back on Boxing Day, but this feels right to me. The World Cup felt weird with the Christmas tree up, but this to me feels right. This to me feels like, you know, we are back, and this feels like the week before Christmas. You know, you would expect a Carabao Cup game to be midweek before Christmas, so I feel like it's back now. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. Finally, proper football is back, says Ahmed. I agree. And hi, Mark. Who do you think will be man of the match for Manchester United? Adam Charlton. Come on, Adam. Adam. Well, I can't pick man of the. I can't be picking man of the match. I don't bloody know. You know, I may as well pull a tenner out my arse. I've got no idea. I don't know. It could be Scott McTominay. It could be. And then he said Gary Neville. It won't be Gary Neville, but I don't know. I had a good quiz question for you last. No, I might do it later. Mark, we don't care. We enjoyed the World Cup, says Best Vibes. Well, I don't know why I read your chat. I guarantee if I ran a poll now, you'd be in the minority, mate. Everyone in this chat would rather Man United had played for the last month than the World Cup, because most people in this chat care about their club more than their nation. So I think you're in the minority, you World Cup wanker. It's over. Your World Cup's gone. No one's going to talk about it anymore. Real football's back. Right here, right now. Manchester United, Carabao Cup, Premier League on the download. Take your World Cup and piss off. But I am sure you enjoyed the World Cup, Mark. It was good seeing 3 or 4 games a day. No, Omar, I've got to be honest. I prefer Manchester United to World Cup football. I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm not really an England fan. I'll watch it when it's on and I enjoy it when it's on. But I want it back in the summer, because you know what? The great thing about the Euros or the World Cup is it's on when there's no Man United. It's on in June. So I love it because I'm like, well, you're not interfering with Man United, but this World Cup interfered with Manchester United. And I don't want anyone interfering with Manchester United. No, look, on a serious note, I know a lot of people enjoyed it. It was fine. It was absolutely fine. And but I'm very, very glad that we're in a situation where it's back now. That's my opinion. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm not doing a poll. Man City will pump us, then we will get Gakpo like what happened in August, Mark, says Gabriel. And let's go United. A win could be a good start. Like Lucy said, who wants to watch fucking Southgate tactics? And I think there was a great point from Eric Ten Hag, actually, about how he was talking about the return of the players for the season. And he said it's not just about match fitness, because match fitness is probably there because the players have been playing in the World Cup. Sean Dyche on the telly with Gary Neville. Gary, you look a fucking idiot with that roll neck on. Why? Who's told you to wear that turtleneck? You look like a Turbo Pratt. Why are you wearing one of them? I'm wearing my jeans. What are you wearing a suit jacket and a polo neck for? You look a bloody Pratt. Who do you think you are? You're walking around like you're George Clooney. More like Gary Looney. What you bloody doing, you Pratt? Look at you. Look at that. You look Gary, breathe. You look like you can't breathe properly. You twat. Look at me in my jeans and an open shop top shirt. This jacket's not even mine. They gave it me when I came in. I'm hardcore. I'll do it with my top off. I'll do it with my top off. You take your top off, Gary, or is it all? I bet it's all holding it in. You've been on the guitar gravy train, haven't you? That's why you were on a tight polo neck to hold it all in it. I'll do it with my top off. Yeah, Sean Dyche is on the telly. He set me off. I'm sure he's not saying that. Why people think this World Cup was good? No, we're not talking about the World Cup. This is the United stand, and if you don't want to watch Manchester United play and doesn't make you excited, then you know there's somewhere else to go. But I ain't talking about that anymore, that thing that happened. Keel Robinson, thank you very much for the super chat. Would you prefer United and Premier League teams not playing the EFL Cup to give them a break, including the Europa League and Champions League, or keep playing for a trophy? Daniel Lee, I think you raise a good point. Maybe they should have got rid of the Carabao Cup, but they didn't. Mark Goldbridge, the man, the myth, the legend, pumped for tonight's game. Welcome back to Club Football, says Taylor. Thank you very much for that, Taylor. And thank you very much for the super chats. Appreciate that. If someone wants to clip that up and get it out quick, probably a good idea. But it's a good start to the show. I'm sure we'll get more from Sean Dyche. I can't take him seriously. Look, I'm looking at him. What is he wearing? Gary, Pratt Neville, what are you doing? Oh, we're Manchester United. You look an idiot. Polo. What do they call them? Turtlenecks. Bloody hell. He looks like a turtle. Anyhow. Kiss me under the mistletoe. Pour out the wine. Yeah, Ten Hag has told everybody that Casemiro is playing centre-back. Yeah. Sunshine Gary Neville? Sunshine Gary Neville? No, I've got to stop. I don't know why she's talking. Why is Izzy Christiansen of Everton talking about Manchester United and Jadon Sancho? Don't know. I'm so glad you're funny because your timekeeping is shocking, says Grace. I was bang on time today, Grace. Here for the yearly Burnley meltdown, says Joe. Look, on a serious level, Burnley could beat Man United tonight. And I'm sorry, this is not going to be the same. This is not Burnley of Dyche. This is actually Burnley, they're more like Man City. You know, they play football. Mark, I'm very happy to be back watching United stand streams. I'm also very excited for the January transfer window. Yeah, it's all back lit. Thank you very much. This is just incredible. Miss Club Football now. It feels like Christmas, says Jack. Yeah, it feels different, doesn't it? Old Trafford full. A Wednesday night under the lights. Aiden just says, Mark, you just made me piss myself. And Dead Zone, thank you very much for the super chat there. And I think Man United will win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Manchester United. I do expect us to win, but I do expect Burnley to give us a game for many reasons. I think if Burnley were a mid-table Championship side, they would still give us a bit of a game. But because the reason is they've played 2 Championship games. They played at the weekend and the week before. So their fitness levels are going to be very good. We're going to be very rusty. And Stephen Gillespie, thank you very much for the super chat. And Eric Ten Hag said this. Love you, Mark. Super entertaining, says Trev. Isco, says Izzy. What Eric Ten Hag said, this man, what he said is, I said, they might play at the World Cup. The tactics, they're not the same, as me. So it's get back to my tactics. No, that's not what he said. I wanted to stretch. What he basically said is that their fitness levels are good, but they've just spent the last 5-6 weeks under a different manager telling them to play different ways, lots of different ways. And he mentioned how pragmatic the World Cup was, and obviously he's now got to get them back playing in the United way. So I don't think it's about fitness. I think it's about gelling the chemistry back together, isn't it? So, yeah, definitely. We could get caught today. Do I want to win this game? Yes. Of course I want to win. I want Manchester United to win. Eric Ten Hag wants us to win every game. I want us to win every game. If we got knocked out, would it be the end of the world? No. It would give us... Does anybody in the chat know when the next round of the Carabao Cup is? That's something that's been in my mind for quite a while. Let me just check. Carabao Cup round dates. Yes, let's have a look at this. Because I think they're January. So, let me have a look. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so I don't even know if the final is in February this year. We'll have to see. So key dates, you've got Carabao Cup round 4, week commencing the 19th of December. Round 5, week commencing the 9th of January. And then semi-final. Yes, it's still the end of Feb. So basically what happens is, if you win this game, you play round 5 on the 9th of January. So literally in 20 days' time, you play 3 Carabao Cup games in January. 1 on the 9th, and then you do your semi-finals at the back end of January. So, yeah, if we got knocked out, we'd be saving ourselves 3 fixtures in January. You know what? One thing I will reference about the World Cup now is you are really going to see what I've been talking about all season. This is unethical, how much football we're asking these players to play. Like, for United, if we keep winning in the Cups, I don't think we've got enough midweeks to get the games back that we got postponed because of the Queen dying. Like, every midweek fixture is taken up if we continue to progress in the Cup. So, look, of course, it would be beneficial if we got knocked out of one of them, but tell me which one you want to get knocked out of. Do you want to get knocked out tonight? Because if you want to get knocked out, you may as well get knocked out tonight. And I don't want to get knocked out tonight. My mate met Sean Dyche in a local pub ordering a pint and pork scratchings as you'd expect. Be interesting to see how Burnley play tonight, says Matty Ross. Thank you very much for the super chat there. Everyone mark the date on your calendars. Goldbridge has officially lost it, says Jack. Do you think this is our best chance for silverware, and what do you think about Isco as a cheap potential signing? Says Dead Zone. I don't think Isco's the right sort of player for us, really. I think we need a striker. Maguire to Chelsea in January. Scott McTominay is the 4th choice centre-back, says Abshak. And Mark, thank you for everything. I'm finally able to become a member and support your channel. Been watching the United stand since the start, and I love it, says Ahmed. Thank you very much for your support, pal. Really appreciate those super chats. That's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. Dead Zone said, do you think this is our best chance of silverware? Well, Liverpool play Man City tomorrow. Am I right in saying that Chelsea are already out, Arsenal are already out? So yeah, there's a lot of competition that's already out. So yeah, it could happen. Stephen's a member. He says, Stephen Murdoch's Morocco's a member. Why do I get the feeling we're giving Burnley too much credit? These kind of teams often end up giving United too much credit and play crap against us. Look, I expect us to win, and I hope that we do win. Glad Man United back playing again. Mark, says Rianto. I expect us to win. I think we will win, but on the other hand, I think you have to respect Burnley because they've got momentum. They've played a couple of games before our comeback, and they are top of the Championship, and they are playing good football. So yeah, I think you have to give them some credit. How much credit, we will see, but they're capable of giving us a game, and I think that they will. But I'd like to be wrong. What I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, is that we've got Bruno, Ericsson, and Casemiro in that team. Now, admittedly, Casemiro's not going to play in the midfield, but at centre back, I think he can certainly do a job. It's an opportunity. I think Scott McTominay's probably a little bit lucky to play. I thought he was absolutely shit in those games in Spain as the captain and a senior player. I thought he was bloody diabolical. But, you know, you've got Rashford, Martial, Garnacho, Ericsson, Bruno. I think we've got enough players there that are really going to, light it up, so to speak. So, yeah, I'm quite confident that we will win. Yeah. All the London clubs are out, and either City, Liverpool are out tomorrow, says Taylor. I was just trying to see there whether they, if Spurs were out the tournament or not. Please do smash a like on the video, by the way. We are back with the old Manchester United watch-alongs, and I'm very, very excited about it. Would you go for Ndika, says Izzy. Apparently Ndika's going to... Is it Arsenal? I hope United win, but if they are to crash out of the competition, is it better to get out early and spare the players the extra games? Says Stephen. Well, I'm just having a look at this now. Literally just going to get this up on the screen for you now. How do I do it? So if I go back. Get your score predictions in, by the way. I'll read some of those out. Right, I want to just give everybody a clear indication here of... Oh, piss off. Why is that not doing it? I want to give everyone a clear indication of what is about to come for Manchester United, because I would imagine if we win this game, we're not going to pull Man City out, so we'd probably have a quarter-final that's winnable. So this is what United's January looks like if we win tonight. So obviously we play Forest on Tuesday, and then on New Year's Eve we play Wolverhampton Wanderers, right? Then on January the 3rd we play Bournemouth. On the 6th we would play Everton. On the 9th we would play Carabao Cup quarter-final. On the 14th we would play Man City. I think you'd then get a week off, or maybe no. I think the FA Cup is then in between that. Then you've got Arsenal, and then we'd have Carabao Cup again. It's relentless, absolutely relentless. If we win, we're probably going to play 8 games in January. Today, if we win today, we'll probably play 8 games in January, because we'll get the quarter-final, which we'd probably win that. You know, you can't get to a quarter-final and not try and win it. So a game every 3 or 4 days, Taylor, exactly. It's going to be relentless. I mean, but it is what it is. It's not, you know, I don't think, well, you can moan about it, but you can't be surprised about it. We knew this was going to happen, because this is what was put out on a plate for us the minute they did a World Cup in the winter. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We've got nearly 20,000 watching, which is fantastic. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Mark says yellow as Homer Simpson says UK. Yeah, but it's the screen bouncing back off me, isn't it? There is my screen. Europa doesn't kick in until February. So, yeah, but there's no let-up. You know, basically, if you do well, you're playing a game every 3 or 4 days. And that will continue until the end of May. It's very congested because they've got to box it all in. And somebody just said, what are the FA Cup dates? FA Cup dates. I think there's 2 in January. Good question. So an interesting team by Ten Hag. I don't think it's as strong as it could have been, but it's still strong. Burnley gone very strong. So yeah, the FA Cup 3rd round is on the 7th of January, and then the 4th of January. Sorry, the 28th of January. So yeah, pretty congested. Pretty congested. Mark, I absolutely love that shirt you're wearing. Where can I get it? I need it ASAP, says Monaghan. It is available from United Stand Shopify. The link is probably in the chat as well. The link is probably in the video description, sorry, as well. But United Stand Shopify is where you can get our stuff. It's about to start. No, it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. We're not kicking off at 7:45. It's 8 o'clock. NGD says it's his birthday. Happy birthday. And glad to be back, Mark. Excited to watch the boys. Hope all is well, buddy, says Floyd. Hope's all well with you. I'm happy, though. I get to see more Man United, says Lit. Look, I don't mind watching Man United every 3 or 4 days. You know, there's a part of me that's not an idiot. You know, watching United play every 3 or 4 days is fantastic. But you also have to be realistic and say that it's impossible for these players to not get injured, not get fatigued when they've got to play so much football. I think we're fortunate. You know, I'm looking at Rashford there. Didn't really get to play a lot for England. Same for Malacia with the Dutch. Casemiro laughing there, looks happy. Good to see. That's the back 4. Casemiro, Lindelof, Malacia and Wan-Bissaka. So is Man United playing up Scott in defence? No, 100% Casemiro is playing at centre-back. You can see them training on the pitch as a 4. Not seeing Ronaldo in the squad breaks my heart, says Shannon. And hi, Mark. Good to see United back in action. Season's greeting to everyone, says Vaz. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Do you think, Bleach Guy says, do you think Erik Ten Hag is prioritising the Carabao Cup? Oh, I forgot to tell you. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Get myself on camera. Scooby-Doo. I've got my Scooby-Doo pyjamas on. I do. McTominay's going to score a goal today. I'm telling you now. Every time I wear them, he scores. No, he doesn't, but he has. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Erik Ten Hag is the sort of person to... I mean, what do you think? I don't think Ten Hag has picked a team to get knocked out. You could think that with the defence, but then you look at the midfield and you go Bruno, Eriksen. You look at the front 3, Martial, Rashford, Garnacho. If you wanted to get knocked out, you'd play Elanga and not Rashford. If you wanted to get knocked out, you'd play Van der Beek instead of Bruno. I don't think he's looking to get knocked out. I think he's trying to pick a team to win. I mean, if Harry Maguire had been fit, he'd have played, and Casemiro would have played in the midfield. And then you've got Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno as a midfield. So I don't think he's picking a team to lose. I mean, the only two positions that I think he's rotated really is Luke Shaw, who's on the bench, and David De Gea. I think Anthony's dropped for Garnacho. Happy 2-year anniversary to me. Love this family. This is Slow Sports News. Thank you very much for being a member, pal. If we dominate possession and play a high line, we'll probably feel like Casemiro is still playing a CDM, says Lee. And not seeing Ronaldo in the squad breaks my heart, says Shahan. Oh, we've done that one, haven't we? Look, I did think about it a couple of days ago. This first game back, how would I feel with no Ronaldo? But Ronaldo made it very clear that he didn't want to be here anymore. And I think it's best for all parties. I really wish that Cristiano had lit up the World Cup. You know, I didn't wish him any malice, but he's not a Man United player anymore. Depravka is shaky, says Avery. Well, it's in the Depravka worries me a little bit. But look, maybe that was just a one-off. He didn't play very well in the friendlies we played in Spain. But I'd have played De Gea. I would have played De Gea. But interestingly, on Ronaldo, if you're interested in Ronaldo, apparently Messi's going to stay at PSG for another year, which means he's going to keep scoring goals, which means he's probably going to take Ronaldo's Champions League record, which maybe makes Ronaldo desperately try and find a Champions League club, which ain't going to be easy. Not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. Mark, either I'm blind or the United app is playing games with my eyes, but I see McTominay in defence and Casemiro in the middle. Yes, but I've said this before, Slow Sports News, don't trust the apps or websites on the formation, because if you've been watching the United stand over the years, we've had so many arguments about formations, and I always say, let's just wait and see what happens when the team kicks off. But I can guarantee you it's going to be Casemiro at centre-back. Yeah, 100%. Has Ronaldo signed for anyone yet? No. Super chat from KC. Thank you very much for your super chat and your support, pal. For me personally, this game is more about momentum. The team getting back together and gelling, but overall getting the Erik Ten Hag project back in motion. Our main focus should be Premier League. It's key so much going forward. I mean, that's a really, really good observation, because if we did lose tonight, there'd be disappointment. But I think you're right. I think for Erik Ten Hag, this is almost like a bonus. Because if you're Chelsea, you play at the weekend and you've not played midweek. This is a brilliant game for Manchester United to have, because it's a competitive game 4 or 5 days before we play Nottingham Forest, and it just gives us that sharpness. It's like a really competitive pre-season game before the season starts. Obviously, this is not the season start, but we have had a mini break, so I think it's to be taken seriously, but it's a bonus game. We will take it seriously, but it should also give us more momentum than the Forest game, where you could go into that and be a bit rusty. So, yeah, I think it has. Kev's in the chat. Come on, United. Kev's broke up for Christmas. I saw his Instagram. He's on the old... I can't remember what your beer was called, Kev. I saw the picture, though. Season's greetings to you and your kin. Or king, if you have a king. I'm not... He's married. We need to get at least a single cup. Got those lads a taste of winning trophies. Well, look, the Carabao Cup is probably our best chance of winning a cup at the moment, because of the amount of teams that have gone out, and Liverpool or Man City are going to go out. The favourites for the Carabao Cup, I was listening this morning, are Liverpool or Man City, and then it's Newcastle or United. So basically, if we win today, then we're probably second favourites to win this. You can't ignore that. The FA Cup, maybe Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs stay in deep. So it could be the best chance of a trophy. Not starting Donny doesn't look good. Would it make sense to try and sell him back to Ajax in a deal for Timber this summer, says Stephen? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very hard for Donny to get back, isn't it? It really is. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. You're all very, very welcome. The United stand. We do every match... We do every match as a watch-along. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every evening at 8 o'clock. It's all back now. If you've been away for a month thinking United Stand hasn't been on, we have been on. Shout out to the hardcore. But we're back now, properly. Games all the time. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. you're very, very welcome. As I said, happy Christmas to the United Stand team. Let's hope we can kick on now. The Ronaldo saga is finished. Good squad of young players. Yes, Marcel. And of course, Adam's at the game tonight. I think Ricky and Beth are there, so we'll have their match reactions outside Old Trafford. It'll be festive. I think they're going to do it by the Christmas tree. But yeah, looking forward to it. I can't, when that ball kicks off, it's just going to be like, what World Cup? What World Cup? What World Cup are you talking about? Ooh. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're on the road to 540k. As you can see, we're on 538. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're only about 300 away from 539. So get involved with the United Stand. And if you have subscribed, please click the share button and share it on your socials. Appreciate that. Who do we have on our bench, says Mike. So you got Fred, Donny, Palestri, Anthony, Alanga, Williams, Shaw, Bennett and De Gea. Mark, have you finally got a PO box to send gifts, says Slow Sports News? No, not sorted that yet. And Zahil says, what's your realistic expectation from United squad considering the match congestions between love your work, keep the good work and happy Christmas? Happy Christmas to you, Sahil, and everybody who's watching. I think it's very difficult to predict anybody's capabilities this season, because it's not just Man United who've got to play loads of games. Everyone's got to play loads of games. I mean, look at Arsenal. They've lost their striker, Jesus, for 2 months. They probably had the worst World Cup for injuries. We've done all right, touch wood. I mean, Harry Maguire with an illness is as bad as it's got. And Delot, but we don't know Delot could be a problem. I hope it isn't. But no, we've done all right. But, there's nothing to say that, playing every 3 or 4 days, we don't pick up 4 or 5 injuries. So it's hard to predict what's doable because so much of it will come to luck, really. What's your ideal January transfer window, says Owain? Gusto and Gakpo. The idea of new Eric Ten Hag signings flopping doesn't concern me. The reason being that if he paid 85 million for them, he will be ruthless enough to drop them, says Club 1878. So the players are in the tunnel here, ready to go. Very exciting to see United players coming out. And a few players to keep an eye on. Martial for me is crucial. Garnacho again, starting a game for Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. Dubravka in goal. It's certainly interesting. So looking forward to it. Corks is going to be a season ticket holder for 9 years in February. Lovely stuff, pal. Do you get many away tickets? It's been a nightmare this year. Right, let me just sort this. Darts always reminds me of Christmas as well. Here we go. Old Trafford. It's not a capacity, is it, tonight? Because of the ambulance service drivers are on strike. Rianto, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. Appreciate that. Let me just say as well, we are sponsored by Manscaped. If you want to get yourself a gift this Christmas, and I'm talking to the lads exclusively here, I'm not being sexist, it's sexist because it's called Manscaped. It's precision engineering for your family jewels. Basically, the Lawnmower 4.0 trims your grass to make the yard look bigger. Basically, get rid of your Kate Bush. This is it, the Lawnmower 4.0. You can get 25% off and free shipping worldwide, free delivery, by scanning the QR code or going through the link in the description. Fantastic products, really, really, really good, and well worth it. You'll be very impressed. It'll make a big difference. Check it out through the link in the description or scan the QR code, which is going round on our stats carousel. Right, we're about ready to go here. I'm getting very excited. The code is United Stand, by the way, but it will work automatically if you use your camera phone to go through the QR code. But United Stand is the code. Love you all. United Stand, 90 minutes and a good performance for Martial is what I need to see. Next few weeks, months are sink or swim for Martial. Let's go, says Globe. Also, hi Mark, I'm following you since Mourinho days, but only a member recently. Special praise for Ricky. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Clone Luke. Best regards from Graz. Is that like Storm Graz? And I know it's off topic, but everyone piling in on Ronaldo is bizarre. Even Infantino's organisation had to delete a tweet ripping the piss out of him, says Rory C. And I think this is the debate people should consider. Lionel Messi and Cristiano, if they be good managers one day, because they're the goats of football, says Nathan. Thank you very much. The Ronaldo pile-on is ridiculous. I mean, look, it didn't end well with Manchester United, but I do think it's... I do find it ridiculous, the pile-on. It's almost like people have just been waiting to do it. I wouldn't do it with Messi, and I'm not going to do it with Ronaldo. Anyway, let's get ready to go. It's bold versus bold, says Abian. It's Company against... Watch out for Manuel Benson, by the way. 7 goals and 4 assists this season. And he is Belgian. So, Merry Christmas all, Mark. If we get Wan-Bissaka, can he play up front, says Matthew. Well, some people think he can play centre-back. But let me just get this timer ready to go here. And then we can have more of a chat. Casemiro is playing at centre-back. Delot's not on the bench. We don't know what the situation is with Delot. I'm hoping we're going to get a press conference with Erik ten Hag on Friday. Because it's not like he's going to do the press conference for the Forest game on Sunday, because that's Boxing Day. So I'm hoping we're going to get the press conference with him on Friday, which would then mean he can be asked about transfers, Sancho and Delot. We don't want him to be asked about Ronaldo. There's no point asking about Ronaldo anymore. My team is not wrong, Rising Phoenix. It's just got people in the wrong position, probably. But is this Erik ten Hag trying to up Aaron Wan-Bissaka's market values as DC? It could be, but it could also be necessity. I mean, Casemiro is playing at centre-back. So, I'm not surprised Wan-Bissaka's starting, because it's not like we've got loads of cover. Anyway, the referee's about to start it. Come on, ref. There we go. So excited for football to be back, says Isha. Well, it's back. It's bloody back. We're up and running here. A nice ball in from Casemiro from the back, straight away into Martial's feet, and then Bruno gets fouled. So it's going to be interesting these next few minutes, the intensity with which Manchester United approach this game. A lot of these players have been playing quite recently. It's only just over a week since Bruno was playing for Portugal in the quarterfinal. Casemiro is playing for Brazil in the quarterfinal, but of course it's different styles. And there's some nice little one-touch football going on. Rashford's actually gone to the right wing, and Garnacho's playing off the left wing here. Sunday's Christmas Day, Mark. Yes, Alex Johnson, thank you very much. Sorry about that. So yeah, it'd be nice if we got an Erik ten Hag press conference on Friday before the Christmas weekend, because he's not going to do it on Boxing Day, is he? I don't really want to pre-record. But United have started off quite well here. I've just, I love it being back. I love it so much, I can even tolerate Scott McTominay bunny hopping in around the midfield, hiding from the... Look at him. Look at McTominay. He gets himself in front of a Burnley player so he can't receive the ball. Look at McTominay there. He's the holding midfielder, and look at what he's doing. He's actually running in front of a Burnley player so he can't have the ball. Look at him. Watch what he's doing. He won't make the angle. Unbelievable. Has he not learned yet? He will not find the angle for the pass. He's a prime example there of what his problem is as a holding midfielder. He positions himself between the defender and the Burnley player so he can't receive the pass. Look, he's doing it again now. He won't find the space. Drop. Bloody hell. Ten Hag in a head-to-head clash with Company. Definitely some hair-raising stuff, says Quanali. And Mark, I absolutely love that shirt you're wearing. I've done that one. Thank you very much for the super chat there. Casemiro is playing at centre-back. Yes, McTominay's the holding midfielder, and McTominay needs to start finding the angle, because I'm not watching another game like this. Got to find the angle. Casemiro is brilliant at it. He blocks his own passing lane, Scott. You're right. He must be subconsciously, because I can't imagine it's purposely. But he, you look at people like Carrick and Casemiro and Fabinho and Rodri. They'll just find the passing lane. It's very easy to find a passing lane. You've just got to make eye contact with the centre-back. But if you put the Burnley player in front of it, you can't. Good cross into the box there. Lindelof lost his man, but Dubravka had it covered. So, nice tasty start. Feels so weird, but so great having United back. Oh, Connor. It's like you know what it is? You know what this game is to me? It's like one of those. It's a comfy pair of slippers. And that's what I'm feeling like. Slip them back on. I'm back in my happy place, watching Manchester United. Yeah, I think Benson plays up against Wan-Bissaka. He plays off the left for them, doesn't he? No, I think he plays off the right, actually. we've got a very vibrant front three. We've got to use it. But you can already see Burnley. Look at the way Burnley are playing here. Like, it's a front three from United, and they're very, very capable, Burnley, of just going, right, we'll pass out. It's very un-Burnley-like, but it's very un-Championship-like to see a team that's, definitely a passing team. Is there any VAR, says Lars? I don't know about that. I don't know. So kiss me under the mistletoe. Got to stop singing that. Yeah, but yeah, look, you can see with Burnley, they're going man for man. They're not playing deep. Should lead to a good, quick, tempoed game, which is exactly what Ten Hag will want. He won't mind playing a team like this. Even James Garner had a great ability to always make himself available for the ball. Part of the main reason our play slows down, says IQ. And are we more likely to see a new stadium or the renovation of Old Trafford, considering how long it would take to draw up plans within budget for the owners, says Cubs? Oh, come on, Cubs. That's a Friday night question. That's not a watch-along question. I don't know what we're likely to see with the stadium. I mean, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, but I've got no idea what will happen. Why is De Gea not the starting goalkeeper, says Ilzej? I don't know. Carabao Cup, isn't it? I think I didn't really want to get into it too much, but I think there's been a conversation with Newcastle and Manchester United, because there was a rumour that Eddie Howe was a bit like, well, Dubravka's a good goalkeeper, and if he's not going to start any games for you, then he may as well be on my bench. And then I think that's probably a big reason why Dubravka's playing today, because United are like, well, we don't want to lose Dubravka, but he's on loan till the end of the season, and if anything happens to De Gea, we don't want to use Tom Heaton. So I think that it's a necessity thing that they've got to start giving Dubravka, quite rightly, some game time. You can't take a decent goalkeeper from Newcastle and then not use him at all. McTominay, terrible pass there. He'd broken from deep and just got his pass wrong to Martial. Otherwise, we were in a very good chance there. Burnley very physical, says D. Well, yeah. Old habits die hard. Die Hard. What a great film. Christmas film. That's the Deitch. Dubravka was quite decent at Newcastle, Anakin. I'm not saying he's decent at this level, but Burnley having a bit of possession here. Knocking it around nice. Andrew Fletcher says, can teams recall players on loan at any time? They can if you're breaching the terms of the loan. So United do it quite a lot. We did it with Ethan Laird, didn't we? He went from, was it MK Dons or Preston to QPR, was it? Ethan Laird last year? No, it wasn't. He went to Bournemouth, didn't he? So, yeah, you can change it. Scott should be at centre-back instead of Casemiro, says Dan. I'll say this to you now. It's going to be very interesting how many chances we create for ourselves in this game, because can we feed the back to the front? Nice ball into Garnacho. This should be 1-0. Oh, keeper's trailing foot saved it. Garnacho nearly made it 1-0 there. Well-timed ball by Bruno Fernandes. And Garnacho maybe should do a little bit better. I think his first touch... Bad pass from Burnley centre-back there. Rashford gets it into Bruno. It's a 3v2. Slips in Garnacho. He's onside. And that second touch just got away from him a little bit. Probably should have done better. But to be fair, it's a good save by the keeper with his feet. Should have done better, says Dylan. Casemiro at centre-back. Nice ball into Bruno. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how we get the ball from back to front. Because McTominay's got to be the dictator of there. Guy said, Canacho's got to score there. He's got to score there. Mark, can I come to United? My finishing is unreal, says Gonzalo Ramos. I'm saying Man United 2-0, says Call Me Jacob. Oh, Ben, I'm with you. Garnacho missing that chance. It's not like if it's Martial or Rashford. You move on, don't you? He scored a great goal against... Fulham. And we live off that. I hope that we get the right recruitment in this transfer window. Glad football is back, says Cohen. Nice play by Martial on the left-hand side. Wins a corner. Be interesting from corners because we haven't really got that much height there. Hi Mark, I've just reached 200k on my Harry Maguire song on Spotify and want to thank you for inspiring me and working hard. Andreas, well done. Thank you very much for your super chat. So McTominay's a threat, Casemiro's a threat, but not a lot of aerial threats for Manchester United. Cross comes in from Bruno. Rashford. He should have volleyed that. He should have put his foot through that. It's a well-worked corner, and Rashford gets it on the edge of the box and tries to place it on the volley. I'd have whacked this. Should have put his boots through it. Shoelaces. Look at this. Nice little corner, actually. Bruno, lovely technique, and then bang, just whack it. He tries to place it, smack it. Bruno's looking more calmer on the ball, says DC. I played the game, says Warrior. So kiss me under the mistletoe. There has been a problem with my audio, sorry. It's probably just gone up a lot loud. Oh, no. I don't think it will have done. That's not going to make any difference to you. God, Slow Spurts News. Leighton Lions. Why are we not playing Sancho? How was the coma, Leighton? Bloody hell. I mean, I'm happy to give information, but sometimes I just will not. I just won't give it. Lindelof on the front post there. Ridiculous angle. Got up there, but he's never going to score from there. Iqbal's not even on the bench, Branch. Very good point. Very good point, actually. So much to discuss on the team news that we forget that Zidane Iqbal's not on the bench. Dalton's made a great point. No VAR in the Carabao Cup until the semis. And Niall's very happy with the start for Manchester United. Well, I certainly don't think fitness is the problem. It's chemistry. That's the thing. You know, we're not going to not be fit. Greedy, thank you very Greedy Twix. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. Don't forget the quiz is coming out for the members tomorrow. Don't forget to watch that. Bit of Christmas quiz. Some good questions there. Some controversy as well. Went to VAR. Me against Adam. You can play yourself. Rashford down the right wing. Loads of space. And wanted a free kick, but he's not going to get it. Weird watching club football again, says, I don't find this weird. I found the World Cup weird. I found it weird being, you know, in the winter in the UK, watching a sunny World Cup. But I don't find it weird watching Manchester United play in December at Old Trafford on a midweek night under the lights. This to me is what it's all about. Renate says, please subscribe, everyone. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. But a good tempo to this game. I am enjoying it. Great to have United back, but also quite like the way Burnley play. Honestly, I haven't watched Burnley play at all. I don't watch Championship football, and but I've heard a lot of stuff about them, and I've read a lot about them, and they definitely can see the difference between how they used to play and how they play now. It's definitely about passing and moving and expressing yourself. Little Carl says, bring on Ronaldo. You'll be waiting a long time, Little Carl. Forest are beating Blackburn 1-0. Of course, we'll play Forest on Tuesday. That should be an easy 3 points. Easy. Did you see my previous super chat, says Loki? No, I didn't, mate. Sorry. Hi, Mark. What happened to the green screen? Hope you and the family have a nice Christmas, Josh, says Loki. The green screen's still here. I just haven't set it up yet. And to be honest, it's this will do for now. Some people really like this background that I've got. So, yeah, for now it's all right. I'm starting to believe that a team like Ronaldo will help Bruno return to his top level, says Joskin. Thank you very much for the super chats, by the way. Appreciate it. I think Varane and Martinez will be back for the Wolves game, not the Forest game, sis. Why can't Rashi just play the game instead of always looking for the foul, says Daniel. I think he was fouled there. Dubravka passing out from the back. Malacia. Nice ball into Bruno. Lets it go to Martial. Here we go. Lovely ball into Garnacho. This is great from back to front. What's he going to do? Garnacho. Terrible second touch, though. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry. It's fine. Go again. Go again. Lovely back to front there from United, though. Malacia plays a lovely ball into Bruno, who lets it go to Tony, who turns, puts a lovely pace on it for Garnacho. And that's one of the things about Martial for me as well. This is why he's our best striker, because Rashford can't do that. Alanga can't do that. Ronaldo never could do that. He's a really good link player, Martial. He does, it always pissed me off when people say that Martial's lazy, because his work rates, running the channels, holding the ball up, making decoy runs, and then when he gets the ball, he's very, very good at laying it off. His weight of pass is fantastic. Ghost of Sir Alex, thank you very much for becoming a member. I played the game. And the way that Martial passes the ball is a delight. It's a delight. Benson there. Looks like a handful. Given this inconsistent United team, no match is easy, says DC. Dan Watson says, if it's any other player, you're fuming. I don't care if he's young, those touches aren't difficult. No, but I'm consistent, mate. Look, I know you're right. If that was Rashford or Martial in the situations that Garnacho's had, I wouldn't be happy about it. But Rashford and Garnacho have had that patience. I remember Rashford and Martial being my two favourite players. So they've had the patience, they've had the development. And I think this is where some fans go wrong. They want to take a pop at Garnacho. And I'm like, he's a young lad, like... Yes, he should do better, but I'm like it with all youngsters. I mean, I don't particularly think Alanga's very good, but I do like him, and I think he needs to go in the Championship. So I don't really want to slate young players because, it's not going to help. And that goal against Fulham was fantastic. Here he is with the ball on the left-hand side, Garnacho. That's it. Just keep the ball. Play it off. That's nice. I'll tell you what. I'd completely forgotten that Wan-Bissaka was playing. Him and Malacia really haven't got forward at all, have they? Oh, bad ball by Bruno. We've had 20 minutes already. It's flying by, isn't it? Love it, love it, love it. So much football now. Garnacho is the only player that basically has the rusty excuse with McTominay, Malacia and Wan-Bissaka, says Mo. Fingers crossed on Martial. Bit of class there. Definitely needs more of it this half. Garnacho, I think, was going full pelt there. Hard to control, says SK. Thank you very much, SK, for your super chat. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. We're on the road to 539,000. We're only 300 away, so please click and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand community. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every night at 8 o'clock. We normally have a 2 o'clock show as well. All the watch-alongs, we'll have a match reaction where you can do your player ratings in the second half. Every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And vote for your man of the match. We'll have some vlogs coming out from outside Old Trafford as well, with Adam and Beth and Ricky out there. So, yeah, get involved. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Hi, Mark. Hope you and your family are doing well. Who would you rather, Bruno Fernandes or Bruno Guimaraes, to sign a new 5-year contract? Says Ali. Bruno Fernandes. I'm not getting rid of players that wear United shirts for somebody who wears somebody else, unless they are absolutely, GOAT status. If somebody said, would you swap Martial for Haaland, I'd probably have to do it. But I ain't going to swap Bruno Guimaraes for Bruno Fernandes. I like Bruno. Wan-Bissaka was just trying to get forward there. See what I mean about Wan-Bissaka? Oh, hold on a minute. See what I mean about Wan-Bissaka? It's nothing. He's not a relaxed player, but his style is relaxed. The way he runs is very. It's very stop-start, and that's why Ten Hag will never use him. It's got nothing to do with him being lazy. I don't think he's lazy at all, but his style is very relaxed. It's very, and he wants, all over the place. You look at someone like Luke Shaw, it's power back and forward, very consistent speed. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is quick when he gets going, but it takes him time to get going. His body's quite relaxed. It's very stop-start. And Ten Hag wants players that get in the rhythm and they move and they move and they move, and their finesse and the agility. Harry Maguire is ill, Jaden, yeah. Yeah, he wants high energy, high press players, Michael. And Wan-Bissaka's a good player, but his style is just too relaxed. His running style, his body movement's too relaxed. And like I say, I don't want people to confuse that with being he's lazy. It's not laziness, it's just the way you run. Paul Pogba was the same. He was a bit like that. Ian Ormondroyd. Peter Crouch. Here we go, Bruno. Oh, went for a wonder ball there. Okay, let's test the theory, Mark. Would you swap Newcastle's Bruno for Scott McTominay? Also, Casemiro already better than Maguire, says Edgar. Well, I would swap Bruno Guimaraes for Scott McTominay, yeah, because I think McTominay is a player that's 26. I saw an interview with him yesterday. He's 26. Because they were asking him, you're in your prime now, and he said, well, I think a player's prime is between 26 and 32. He's basically just giving himself another 6 years, isn't he? But McTominay's doing all right. Everyone's doing all right. Yeah, McTominay must be only just 26, because I always thought he was 25. I think we'd be playing better if we had Maguire at centre-back and Casemiro in the midfield. We've not got hold of the midfield. Mario Franco says Wan-Bissaka's not just relaxed, he's just really clumsy. Every time he has the ball, he doesn't look like a footballer. Depravka is a waste of space as well. Nice ball by Casemiro out wide there to Malacia. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. I'm doing Man City Liverpool tomorrow night as well. If you don't know, that's on That's Football. I didn't know it was on Thursday. I thought it was on the same night as this one. Prayers, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. A lot of people asking me how individual players are doing. I would. That's another bad pass by McTominay. I mean, I don't think McTominay's doing very well. Wan-Bissaka and Malacia have been okay. I'd like to see them get forward a bit more. Rashford, Martial, Bruno, Garnacho have looked lively when we've got them on the ball. And Lindelof and Casemiro have looked all right. Burnley just breaking through the midfield here, getting it out wide. Quite an even game, really. We look like we've got the more star quality, which we have. Nice ball out to the left, but he's miscontrolled that. Casemiro's got a pipe and slippers. He's just cruising here. McTominay's been hiding from the ball again, says Yoza. I noticed it in the first few minutes. I've just stopped talking about it now. We're not linking the midfield to the attack enough. Rashford looks lazy off the ball, says Ramoy. Enjoyed the World Cup, but happy to get back to United and watching the live streams during work. I hope you and the family have a great Christmas, says Oscar. You and yours too. Thank you very much. Here's a nice ball. Bruno lays it off to Tony. Oh, bad pass. I've not really noticed Ericsson much either, I've got to say. Anthony Johnson, welcome to the Members Club, thank you. Burnley, very assured the way they're knocking the ball about. Very, very comfortable. Very comfortable on the ball. I wouldn't say Man United have been poor in the final third. I just don't think we're getting into the final third enough. It's a very midfield game. You know, Burnley aren't getting near our goal, and we're not getting near their goal that much. Well done, McTominay wins it back. Dubravka under pressure. Does well. Casemiro. Nice ball. Ericsson. This is really good. Played it through the press. Lovely ball by Bruno. No, it's not. No, it's not. It was good ball through the press, though. Well done. Casemiro, Ericsson. Here we go. Bit of high pressure here. I like these little bursting runs from McTominay, though, because it's what Casemiro's been doing. You are the holding midfielder, but you do have the license to move forward. Anthony's on the bench, MUFC. Nice ball there. Casemiro's got it back. Very high press from United here. Casemiro and Lindelof playing like midfielders. Very, very high up. Hope you and your family have a great Christmas and New Year, Mark, says David. Yes, you too, David Anderson. Thank you very much for being a member. Rashford into McTominay. Go wide. Into Martial. Garnacho. Gets it back. Who's the better manager, Ten Hag or Deschamps? And would United beat France, says Connor? Irrelevant. Ten Hag's better than Deschamps. Something about the team feels like it's missing, says Mohamed. Wan-Bissaka. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Manchester United. And I tell you what, Aaron Wan-Bissaka might not be getting sold anymore. What an assist. What an assist. Absolutely fantastic goal. I tell you what, well done, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I've always liked Wan-Bissaka. I know he needs to leave the club. And I know he's not going to be Erik Ten Hag's solution at right back. But I like him. I think he's had his struggles at United. And there's not major celebration from him. But watch this. Lovely ball from Bruno. Look at the ball from Bruno. Stretching from Wan-Bissaka. Oh, it's a lovely cross. And Ericsson just gets the tap in. It's a fantastic goal. Bruno's ball's fantastic. The cross is fantastic on the volley. And then Ericsson's got a little tap in. What an assist by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Give him some credit. Brilliant. 1-0 to Manchester United. 1-0. What an assist. Sign him up, Wolves. And for me, it's you know what? I've joked on Twitter there, but for me, that is a real positive. Because obviously when Deleu's fit, he's going to be the starter. Wan-Bissaka wants to start. I don't think that this performance from Wan-Bissaka tonight will get him back into Erik Ten Hag's plans. I might be wrong. I think the club would love it because they wouldn't have to spend any money. But I just don't think he's a Wan-Bissaka type of right back. But I do think that it will prick up the ears of interest and make it easier for United to get something back. So it's just positives. Why can't we ever dominate for 90 minutes and put a team to the sword, says Andrew. Welcome to Members Club, Anthony Johnson. So Manchester United leading 1-0 here. And a fantastic goal, I've got to say. Really good. Really good. Bruno, lovely ping of the ball out to Wan-Bissaka. But that first time cross, first time everything makes a big difference. You know, first time pass, first time cross. If you get it right, defenders can't prepare for it. And I said he couldn't cross a bridge, and he sat me down, says Jack. I think, you know what? You know why I think, you know what, Jack? I think you're right. I don't think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is very good at crossing. But I think the reason he made the cross there is because it was hard. He had to stretch. He didn't have time to think. I think some fullbacks, and Wan-Bissaka falls into this category, when they've got time to whip a cross in, they fuck it up. In that instance, he's so focused on actually getting the ball and just getting a connection on it, there's no thinking time. And I think that's why it worked. So, well done. McTominay jogs following the ball and not losing his man, making unconventional pass. He doesn't do the classic watching over his shoulder. More of that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, says SK. That's added a few million onto Wan-Bissaka's price tag, says Josh. McTominay's just gone down injured here. He's all right. He's all right. I agree with Grant Sexton. He says Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be a very good player in a Premier League team that plays a different way. Yeah. I like Wan-Bissaka. People know that. I've always said I like him. I respect the fact that he's not part of the plans, and I think he knows that, but I do think he's a good player. Here's Martial, straight at the keeper. Remember in the World Cup, we took replays for granted, says MT90, and evening, Mark, great to have United back on our TV, says Charlie. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Ruler says, hi Mark, I'm from the USA and you've really introduced me to football. I've chosen Nottingham as my club. Do you think they win against Blackburn? Why have you chosen Nottingham, Ruler? Choose United. Choose right. You made a bad start straight away. Abadan says, who's the captain? Bruno, I presume. Yeah, it'd be Bruno. Nice, yeah, good comment there from Leon Jones as well. Nice to see Eriksen adding goals, you know, because he's made a really, you know, look, the pass from Bruno is very good. The assist from Wan-Bissaka is absolutely fantastic, and the finish is a piece of piss. But yeah, it's nice to see Eriksen breaking into the box. Rashford needed to release that early. Yeah, nice to see Eriksen breaking into the box. We're doing that a lot with Ten Hag. He's empowering his midfielders to gamble and get in the box. We used to see that loads with United, with like Paul Scholes, Roy Keane in years gone by. Nothing better than seeing a midfielder make that run. They're very hard to pick up. Has Burnley's football changed under company, Mark, says Nathan Allen? Oh, 100%. Yeah, if you can't see that, I'm surprised, Nathan. It's there's a lot more space. You can get at them. They press. They're confident on the ball, and it's made it a better game. You know, if this was Burnley under Dyche, it'd be nowhere near as entertaining as it has been. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 539,000 today. It's free to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. And don't forget Manscaped. You can get yours ordered. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. 25% off if you use the code United Stand or scan the QR code there on your phone. Free delivery as well. Why are you being nice about Wan-Bissaka when you usually slate the guy at every opportunity? Yeah, you don't watch the show, Christian. Sorry. I can't get into a conversation with somebody who doesn't watch the show. It's completely... I know there's a lot of United content creators out there, but it ain't me who slags Wan-Bissaka off. I'm sorry, mate. You've got that wrong. You've exposed yourself there. Why is Casemiro playing centre-back, says Anonymous? Because Harry Maguire's ill. So it's make do until Forest, when I'm sure Maguire will be back. Yeah, we look very good at the back. I mean, I know he's not a centre back. I agree with Alan Noonan though. One of our members says Casemiro's everywhere. He's just added that assurance to the back, hasn't he? And Burnley are starting to struggle a bit now. They can't hold the ball up. Although I might have jinxed this because they've got a 3v3, got a 4v3 if they get it right. Goes wide into the box up against Lindelof. Benson does well. Side netting. Should have crossed. Good player, that Benson. Reminds me a bit of Aaron Lennon. He's quite direct, isn't he? And he's always going to have Lindelof in trouble here. Malasia's way up the pitch. Not going to get back. And he does. He just look how easy he gets past Lindelof. And to be fair, he should have scored. He's tried to go front post on Dubravka. He's probably got it covered, to be fair. But exciting player. Burnley playing progressing, passing football doesn't sit right with me, says Mats. It's a new world. It's a new world. Have a little bit of a wander. Oh. This is the thing about not using the green screen. In my old room, I had about a metre between the chair and the green screen, and you could never go behind it. But in this setup, I can have a really good stretch if I want to. And go downstairs and get myself a drink. That was a joke. Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable. I've got a lot more room. Cross into the box, headed away by Lindelof. Good stuff. 34 minutes gone. United 1-0 up. I've got to say, I'm very pleased with United. I think there was an opportunity, well, not an opportunity. There was a possibility that this game we might be a little bit rusty, and we still could be. But I think we've looked good. I think some of the passing's been good, and you can already see against Forest, if we can get Casemiro back in the midfield, sort the centre backs out, we'll become a much better team as well. But Burnley, I said there'd be more. I said there'd be 3 or more goals in this game. We've had 1. I think there'll be more goals in this. Andy McManus says, I love how Garnacho always seems to make himself available for the pass. Burnley have got... God, he skipped past Anderson. Oh, good shot. Benson again. Forces a save from Dubravka. He's a good player. He just gets away from... Keeper could have caught that, really. He could have caught that. Didn't want to. Didn't want the catch. Burnley with the corner. I hope Anthony... I'm sure he will get on, but... oh, my God. Dubravka, what are you doing? Bloody hell. Dubravka. Completely. I mean, he did a bloody... Costa there, he comes for it and, oh dear, all over the place. What is he doing, says MC. This is what I mean. He was a decent keeper at Newcastle, but this is what I mean. People think you can just get a goalkeeper in and they'll play like they did. I always said this about Dean Henderson. You know, Dean Henderson played well at Sheffield United. Wow. Can you play in front of 75,000 people? It's a different thing. Doesn't mean he's a bad goalkeeper, but I'm telling you, Man United swallows you up. As a goalkeeper, it's difficult. Remember De Gea when he first started? It's tough. You've got to... it's not for everyone. Tiki-taka a la Burnley. I swear Burnley's average height dropped by a foot, says SK. Yeah, they've got a lot more smaller players. Technical. Call them technical players, don't you? Yeah, mentality is key at big clubs, Michael Collins. Oh my God, what is he doing? Bloody hell, the ball, it's a simple pass back and it goes under his foot. It nearly goes in for the own goal. Check his bank account. Bloody hell, he needs to calm down. Simple pass from Casemiro and he... Oh my Christ. Just completely misses the ball. I can't believe what he did then. Went to stop the ball, wasn't looking and it went past him. Henderson's better than this guy, says Robert McCormack. Hey, Henderson's got Christmas off because he can't play against us, can he? Forest next week. Here we go, Bruno. Yes. Now, here we go. Bruno, wait. Now, I should have gone to Garnacho a little bit quicker. Now it's back to Bruno. Late off again. Bruno. Oh. Is Donny done, says Kevin. Well, I was going to say that. I think that we will definitely see Anthony in the second half and Luke Shaw. He will want to give them some game time. So that's the exciting thing about the second half. Give Anthony a bit of time in a game where Burnley are going to, they're going to go for it in the second half, which means more space. So Taibbi's better than this guy, says Robert McCormack. Just showing this again. Look, Wan-Bissaka here. The reason he makes the cross, he's got no time. He can't think about the cross. He's got to just think about getting the connection on it. What an assist. McTominay into Martial. Oh, good save by the keeper. Lovely feet by Martial. Good ball by McTominay. Finds Martial. Stands him up. Makes the room. Probably should have passed to Garnacho, but he's a striker. Selfishness is fine as a striker. Look at this. Stands him up. Gets away. Gets the shot. Wasn't a great shot, actually. Deflection did it. Corner to United. Welcome to Wolves. Aaron Wan-Bissaka says Sensei. It'd be a good player for you. Wan-Bissaka would be a good player at Wolves. He'd be a good player at Palace, and he'd be a good player at West Ham. I still think he'll go in January, but it gives Manchester United a bit of a options. Oh, keeper nearly got caught out there. Do you reckon the ref will add on 14 minutes? Says Jake. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? We've got 5 minutes till half time. Are the Premier League and the English football, are they going to take anything from the World Cup? Like, are they going to do that, or are they going to keep it how it always has been? 1 minute. Aaron Wan-Bissaka putting himself in the showroom this game, says Charlie Griffiths. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it, mate. We need to get the second goal here. Burnley have reverted to type. United have got the first goal. And we look likely to get the second. We need a quick striker, and Donny, I think, will go in January, says Tony Cox. I wouldn't be surprised if Donny went, but the problem is who do you replace him with? You can't lose a midfielder. Yeah, I agree with Hale Europa. I've been pretty pleased with how sharp we've been. I'm 46. I've never seen a more overrated player than Rashford, says Wayne List. Wouldn't have been a starter in a single Fergie team. Should cash in ASAP. He's the new Ronaldo of the team, isn't he, Wayne? Let's be honest. Rashford's the poster boy of this team. Ten Hag loves him. The club love him. He loves United. A lot of our fans love him. I like him. I wouldn't say I love him. He's not, doesn't have that wow factor for me that a Casemiro has, or a Varane has, or someone like that. But he'll always score your goals, though. I mean, I just think it's not. I always think with Rashford, he is overhyped. Like, he gets held up as like he should be in the category of Mbappe and Messi in that, and he's not. He's. I sort of agree with Wayne. I don't think he's better than Andy Cole, and he's certainly not better than Solskjaer or a Van Nistelrooy or someone like that. So he is a bit overhyped, but he's still a very good player. I just don't get the Rashford hate. I love him, says Robert. Yeah, I like Rashford. I think people don't like Rashford because they see all the hype. And they're like, well, he's not that good. And he's not, he's not as good as the hype. But does he build the hype? Look at Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is a really good player, but he's not a £100 million player. I think, in fact, I don't think there's a lot of difference between Grealish and Rashford. I think they're both very good players, and I do like them, but they're both overhyped. And I think that then leads to people disliking them. But actually, I think he's a very useful player, Rashford, and He'll certainly score us some goals. He's a hot and cold player as well, Rashford. You know, he goes through stages where he's just, you know, untouchable, and then he goes through stages where he's not. And he can do that in a game. He can be very, very quiet in a game and then do it. 1-1 between Blackburn and Forest in the Carabao. We have a lot of positions to upgrade before Rashford, says Joshua. Yeah. I mean, I suppose the big thing is, would you give him a contract on, you know, 350 grand a week, which is what he apparently wants? And, you know, that's where people go, no, absolutely not. He's like Nani, says Peter. You know what? That's probably the best example I've ever seen, Peter. You know, was Nani called one of the best players in the world? No, because he played in a team that had Rooney in it and Ronaldo in it, and he wasn't the superstar. And I would say that Rashford's probably no better than Nani, who was a fantastic player and I really liked him, but wasn't hyped up to levels that he wasn't. Do you think Ethan Laird would be a good backup to Delo, says Connor? I'd rather Ethan Laird stayed at QPR playing week in, week out, to be honest. But it might be an option for United because it's free, isn't it? It's free to do it. And, you know, if he really is genuinely going to be a United player of the future, why wouldn't you bring him back and start putting him in the role that is the player role to compete with him? They keep going to Rashford a lot on the camera. Is he carrying an injury? Because I don't have the audio on. Let me know in the chat. So he's only added 1 minute. Yes, we're back. We're back. None of this bloody 10-minute extra bloody added time shit. 1 minute of added time. Back in familiar surroundings. Nani was better than Rashford all day, says Mark. Well, they were quite different players, really. Nani was more of a run at players, wasn't he? Which Rashford can do. That's half time. Hi, Mark. Do you think we have a real chance at winning the Europa League? Can you please say sponsored by Dettol? It stings, as you said before, says Cam. Right, let me just stop this clock. It's half time. So, what are your thoughts on the half time there? I need to just, what do I need to do with that? Pause it. There we go. Half time. Manchester United lead 1-0 against Burnley. Give us your thoughts. We'll go through the stats first of all, because I always like to do that. So, match stats at half time. Let's take that and pause it. Okay, so half time. Manchester United leading 1-0. I thought Burnley have been impressive. I think they came and had a go. You know, I think that they had a go, and I feel that it's allowed the game to be, you know, very watchable. And United, actually, dare I say it, we've been a little bit counter-attacking. You know, it's been Burnley that when we've played through their press, you think about the 2 chances for Garnacho. Both of those chances come from playing through their press. So Burnley have played, for a game at Old Trafford, they've played quite adventurous, which has made a better game of it. But the actual goal wasn't a break. The actual goal was just very, very good football. Bruno spots the run of Wan-Bissaka, who makes the run. Perfect cross, tap in by Eriksen. Very simple. No one's going to defend that because the cross is so good and quick. So, look, I think we deserve to be 1-0 up. I think we've grown into the game. I think Casemiro at centre-back has been probably, you know, with the exception of Varane and Martinez, he's our third choice centre-back. He's just absolutely brilliant. He's just a baller, isn't he? You probably put him up front. He'd probably play in goal. Do a better job than Dubravka. But we've looked absolutely solid at centre-back. You know, Lindelof has been Casemiro has been the leader, and Lindelof's responded to it. So defensively, we've looked very comfortable. That Benson looks good for them. He is a threat. But, you know, the midfield battle's been a bit more equal. And we've got a front three that I think I'd like to see a bit more from Rashford, a little bit more from Garnacho. Martial, when we get him in the game, looks good. But McTominay's been very good. Garnacho's struggling. I disagree, Ajit. I think McTominay's been very bad, actually. But you are in the McTominay fan club, and I must forget to read you out. Jordan Jones, welcome to Members Club. Wan-Bissaka's been good so far, says Mikael. And Casemiro's been our best midfielder today, and he's playing at centre-back, says Chiri. No, on a serious note, McTominay's problem always is. He hides from the ball. You need him to come and get on the ball a bit. But look, these are the stats at half-time. 54% possession for Manchester United, 46 for Burnley. Probably what you'd expect. 6 shots, 4 on target for us. 2 shots, 1 on target for them. And that's what I'm talking about, Casemiro. We've had the defence on lockdown. They've not really troubled us at all. Passing accuracy is not as good as theirs, actually. 84% to 86%. Tackles about equal. We've made a lot more fouls than them. So that just shows that it's been a very energetic half from Manchester United. And it's had to be, because Burnley have come here with a lot of energy themselves and a lot of intent. And we've reacted to it. And I think that's the thing that's impressed me the most about United is I wasn't worried about fitness. But what I was worried about is that Burnley have played a couple of games. Most of them haven't been to the World Cup, so they've got that fluidity and chemistry. And as Ten Hag said before the game, you've got people like Eriksen playing in a Denmark system, the English lads playing in a Southgate system, the Brazilian lads playing in a Casemiro in a Brazilian system, Portugal playing in a Portugal system. Most of those teams are quite pragmatic. They've all got to come back and very quickly remember how I play. And that's the thing. How quickly can we get back into the way that we want to play? And the answer is quick. They look... There's been some good passing movements, and the fitness won't be the problem. It's how quickly we can get back, doing the things that Ten Hag wants to do. I think it's been quite encouraging. Thanks for the super chats that are coming in, by the way. Mark, love the channel. I can't find a video I haven't watched, including member videos. Who will win the Europa League, says Dark Souls. I've got no idea, mate. Hopefully Manchester United. Ari says that overhype is on all English players apart from Foden. Rashi is one-dimensional, can't play low block, says Ari. Rashford is still inconsistent. Would like to see more from him, says Carson. I think we're going to see Anthony in the second half anyway, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Martial's been playing well, says HK Music. And glad Aaron Wan-Bissaka is playing well. Better price in January, says Elfie Smith. Yeah, and on Martial, I think also let's not forget the obvious positivity with Martial is that, he's running around. He doesn't look like he's picking up an injury or anything like that, which is absolutely essential that doesn't happen. We cannot afford for that to happen. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, we're trying to get 539,000 tonight, so we're currently 300 away. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Please click it now and subscribe to the channel. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Remember, we've got the match reaction after this game where you can do your player ratings on the website. You mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match, and when I do my match reaction, we'll go through that. We've also got Adam, Ricky and Beth who are at the game. They'll be doing their vlogs outside Old Trafford afterwards, so please subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. Very good question from Red Devil, actually. This is for everybody, but he says, man of the match so far, Mark. Casemiro. So, yeah, hands down Casemiro, because Burnley have... Look at the stats. It's been quite an equal game, but they can't get near our goal. I think Casemiro's just been fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But if it's not Casemiro, probably Wan-Bissaka, because the improvement from Wan-Bissaka, and a lot of people are saying Wan-Bissaka, for me it's 100% Casemiro, but if we're not including Casemiro because he's world class, I'd say Wan-Bissaka because... Welcome to the Members Club, Kian. The impressive thing about Wan-Bissaka is I don't think he's been miles better than everybody else. But from where he's coming from, nowhere near the team, not wanted, not in the right place, probably doesn't want to be here himself. To go and put a performance in like that against a decent side, he's been impressive. So, yeah, I'm pleased about him. Talking about Dubravka on Sky at the moment, I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he's an example, actually. Josh, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you. Dubravka is an example of why, when you're talking about let's get rid of De Gea, really think about who you're going to go for, because I've seen it. It swallows you up, Old Trafford. It really does. It doesn't matter how good a goalkeeper you are. The pressure of United is something. I mean, I was out with Ben Foster last night. We didn't talk about it last night, but he said it to me before. He's a very good Premier League goalkeeper at Birmingham and Watford, but he said, at United, it's just... you feel the pressure, the expectation that that you never feel at any other club, and you've there's nothing wrong if you want to replace De Gea, but it's not as simple as go and get the Porto keeper. I mean, look at the mistakes he made for Portugal. Like, I really do think whoever's going to replace De Gea has to do it while De Gea's still here. They've got to absorb De Gea's experience like a sponge and work with him, which is why I'd go for a younger keeper. Like I said, Lafont would be good. Somebody who works with De Gea for the next 2 or 3 years and gradually takes his spot and learns from him. And I'd have De Gea on board with that. I'd say, look, we'll give you a 3-year contract, but we want to bring a goalkeeper in that you work with over the next 3 years. You're number one until they're number one, but we will give you a 3-year contract if you are happy to work with our next goalkeeper. And that's what we need to do, because some of you won't be old enough to remember when Peter Schmeichel went, we got lost for years. Barthez, Bosnich, Howard, Carroll. We got lost with all these keepers who just couldn't do it. And then we got very, very fortunate to bring Van der Sar in, who just had that aura. And then we got very, very fortunate to get a young goalkeeper in De Gea who, took it on himself. So it's difficult. Is anyone else screaming Bruno passed earlier? Says Tom. I think Bruno's been all right. I mean, look, Rome wasn't built in a day, but Bruno is passing the ball better. Is it just me, or is anyone else weirded out by how the commentator is saying Lindelof, says Tom? Well, I don't have to listen to it, Tom, so yeah, you'll have to speak to the chat about that one, because I don't need to listen to it. There we go. I'm sure we will see some subs in the second half, yeah. Somebody just said, would you make any subs at half-time? We will see some subs at half-time. Not at half-time. We'll see some subs in the second half. I mean, Anthony's going to come on 100%. I think Luke Shaw will come on as well. I think we'll see Fred. Those three definitely I can see coming on, because they're in contention for first team spots, aren't they? And they need a bit of game time. McTominay's game confuses me, says Stephen. Why does he look like he's reverted back to his form under Ollie? He just hides from the ball. I don't get it. Why didn't you name Foster, says Robert McCormack. I think Ben Foster came in at the time Van der Sar was here, though. That's what I mean. Ben Foster wasn't brought in as an option to be the goalkeeper. Obviously, Barthez, Bosnich, Tim Howard were. I don't think Ben Foster was brought in to be the replacement for Schmeichel. What do you think of Aaron Wan-Bissaka's performance, Lucas? Look, I've always liked Wan-Bissaka, and anyone who watches the channel knows that. But I'm completely open to the fact that he needs to leave and he doesn't suit the way that Ten Hag wants to play. But I'm really happy for him, because I think some people have just written him off as shit. He's just not the style of right back we need. But he's not shit. He'd do a very good job for another Premier League club. So I'm really pleased for him. There's no way back at United. I mean, there might be a scenario where we keep him until the summer, but he'll go in the summer. Like, he's not going to suddenly become a Ten Hag right back. First thing Ten Hag said when he came into the club in May, was that Wan-Bissaka can go. But he can't be moulded. No, he can't. He can't be moulded. I'm sorry. He won't be moulded into what Ten Hag wants. You're wrong. You can't. I don't want to use you can't polish a turd, because that sounds really horrible. But you can't. If you could mould any player, you wouldn't need to buy a player. I've always said this about Pep Guardiola. If Pep Guardiola is the best coach in the world, he'd never need to buy a player if you could mould them, because you just mould them. You can't mould everybody. But what this does do for Wan-Bissaka is it makes Wolves, Crystal Palace, West Ham go, ooh, well, they want him anyway, but he's a very good player. He's a very good player. And maybe we get a transfer fee in January instead of a loan. It might play into United's hands, so we'll have to see. Personally, I'd take 20 million for Wan-Bissaka. And we're never going to get 50. So if someone gives us 20 million in January, I'd take it. Take it and move on. Kyle Alexander, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much for joining. But yeah, he's been very good. If Casemiro hadn't been flawless, I think I would have Wan-Bissaka as my man of the match. But no, he's done well. He's done well. So he has. Just a reminder, by the way, we are sponsored by Manscaped. You can scan the QR code and get 25% off and free shipping, free delivery. Also through the link in the description. What is Manscaped? It's manscaping. It's trimming the grass to make the yard look bigger. Treat yourself this Christmas, or get someone to treat you, but with 25% off and free worldwide shipping with Manscaped. Link is in the description. Fantastic products. Big shout out to Manscaped. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. He's not bad, just not worth what we paid for him, and has his limitations. Assist was nice though, DK. It was very good. And as I said, I don't know whether you were watching the first half or you've just come here for half time. The thing about that Wan-Bissaka goal is when he's got time to think, his crossing's not very good. On that, he hasn't got to think. All he's thinking about is, can I get to that cross? And then he's stretching, can I get there, can I get there? And then when he gets there, he's got a tiny split, 0.1 second or something to just try and get a good connection. And he gets a perfect connection. And it's a brilliant cross. Now, if you give Wan-Bissaka space to whip a cross in and he's thinking about where he's going to put it, probably it's the first man. But it's like they say, isn't it? You can have too much time. It's why penalties are difficult. If Martial gets a cutback on a moving ball, probably doesn't think about it, blasts it in the top corner. Martial has a penalty, he's got to think about where he's going to put it. And I think that's the thing with Wan-Bissaka there. He hasn't got time to think about it, and he just naturally puts a brilliant cross in. Anthony has to come on now, says God. And the Pravka out, says Northern 2000. I don't think he'll get subbed off, but he had a very mysterious first half, didn't he? Very, I certainly think if you were Vincent Kompany, you would be saying, try and have a shot against that keeper. He's, his head's not there, is it? And he's, but that's the thing. That's why I've got to shout Casemiro out, is because, and Lindelof, they've had him on lockdown. They've kept him really at bay. So yeah, hopefully it can continue. What's your take on Garnacho's performance as Matan? Look, he's a young player. With every young player, you'll have brilliant games and you'll have not so brilliant games. That's the whole point. I think sometimes with a player like Garnacho or a young player, it's more about the more minutes they play. I'm not too fussed about, probably should have scored with the one-on-one. Martial put him in and he overhit it. I'm not concerned about that because, again, it's another game in the senior team and it's another 90 minutes or however long he gets. So, yeah, I know some people just feel comfortable criticising young players from the off, but for me, you've got to be patient. And, if he doesn't have a good second half and he comes off after 15 minutes, it's still an hour in the first team at Old Trafford. So, no, I think he's doing all right. Maguire's ill, Guillermo. Maguire's ill. And Mention makes a good point. Garnacho looks a bit rusty. And I think with McTominay, Garnacho, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, they've got more right to be rusty than anyone because although they didn't go to the World Cup, if you went to the World Cup, you're actually training competitively, playing games. It's a different type of intensity to what everyone else has had. So, there might be something in that. And as Posty said, Garnacho is in the developmental stage. You just got to be patient, which I agree with. Please do subscribe to the channel. We're getting really close to 539,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're back now. You want to be on the United Stand. Transfer news. New owners news. Loads of games. It's all going on. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner and get involved with the United Stand community. The biggest and best football community out there. Well done. Thanks everyone for tuning in wherever you're watching. In fact, drop it in the chat. Where are you watching from? We can all be nosy. Let us know. Right, I'm about to start the second half timer here. Come on, ref. We're up. There we go. God, look at that. Look at all the people. South Africa. I tell you what. Used to be Indonesia. Used to get a lot of people watching from Indonesia, and we probably still do. But really, I've noticed there's a lot of people tuning in from South Africa these days. Don't know why that is, but you're very welcome. South Africa, massive. They're a big part of the channel, as you all are. Drogheda, big shout out to Drogheda. I need to go back there. I had a great night out there. Probably, God, I bet it must be about 18 years ago now. 18 years. There'll be people younger than that here since I had a night out in Drogheda. Anyway, we're up and running here. Burnley. Can they get back into it? I did say there'd be 3 or more goals in this game, so we need to start motoring here. But then again, lovely play. Ooh, Malacia then. I don't know if he got a bit of the ball, but I was thinking there. Benson looks good, doesn't he? Has a go at Malacia. Malacia slides in. Did he kick the ball onto him? I think he did. I think it was a good tackle, actually. For a minute, I thought it might have gone down for a penalty. Carabao Cup ball. Can somebody tell me who does the Carabao Cup ball? We've got one in our office in the studio. Who makes the Carabao Cup ball? You've got to be good to know. You've got to be good to know. It's not Mitre. It's not. You won't get it. Someone will have to go and Google it. Oh, God. Barmer's gifted 20 United Stand memberships. What a Christmas gift that is. Enrique's a new member as well. Thanks, Enrique. And well done if you've got a membership from Barmer. What a Christmas present that is, because we've got our quiz coming out, Christmas quiz coming out tomorrow afternoon. So you'll be able to watch that now, thanks to Barmer. And remember, if you like being a member, just renew it yourself each month, because you've got a free month now off Barmer. Legend. Still can't see who the ball is done by. I can't see the right answer. It's All Sport. Pabs is right. I'm sure it's All Sport. It's not Puma and it's not Mitre. United on the attack here. Oh, I think it actually is Puma. It's Puma. It is Puma. Well done if you said Puma. It is Puma. Hi Mark, watching from Norway here. Is there some players you would like from Burnley? Keep up the good work, says Sebastian. No. There's no player from Burnley I would like. I do think that Benson looks good. He'll be playing in the Prem next year with Burnley anyway, won't he? But yeah, he looks quite good. But I wouldn't. I don't think you have to take. It's like Morocco in the World Cup. Oh, I'd like him at United. There's no Moroccan player I'd take at United. They worked well as a team, but that's where you make a mistake, isn't it? Just because a team works well as a team doesn't mean that any of their players are good enough to come and play for you. Burnley goalkeeper's ears make him look like the FA Cup, says Liam. And do you think Ronaldo will head to Chelsea, says Grant? I'd love him. I tell you what, I'd bloody love Ronaldo to go and play for Chelsea, but there's no way it's going to happen, is it? I mean, Potter would be signing his own P45 doing that. He's got a big enough job as it is going from Brighton to Chelsea without trying to deal with bloody Piers Morgan. Mitre do the FA Cup ball. We've got one here. Showed you it last week, look. Mitre do the FA Cup ball. It's nice. Makes you want to kick it. Nothing like a good... No, I'm not going to say that. So, yeah, nice that is. Can you bring back the hotter meter? I miss it, says Joshua. Yeah, we could do that. Oh, Hakimi, would you take? Yeah, I would take Hakimi from Morocco. Of course I would, yeah. But that he's not an exact... You take Hakimi before. What my point is that, like, you know, Morocco played well. I'm not really talking about Hakimi because people would have took Hakimi before. Good play by Malacia there. Good energy, good strength, good tenacity. But yeah, you know, I'm talking about the rest of the Moroccan team. Like, I wouldn't take any of them. I mean, I wouldn't take... Yeah, there's a lovely ball on from Bruno here if he can get it to Rashford. And he did. What a ball by Bruno. Rashford lays it off. McTominay. Crap. Lovely play by Bruno. Nice layoff by Rashford, and McTominay knows he should have done better. Look at this ball by Bruno here. Very accurate. Look at that. The weight of it's Beckham-esque. Nice layoff by Rashford. It's a shame. It's a shame. He's got the time there, McTominay. He's tried to place it in the top corner, and you know what? He's not bad at shooting, McTominay. It's a shame. That would have been a very good goal. And I've got my Scooby-Doo pyjamas on. Scooby-Doo. En-Nesyri is a very good striker, says Peter Dorton. Big shout out to Barmer, by the way, for the 20 gifted members. I'd switch McTominay for Amrabat in a heartbeat, says Mario Franco. Andy Oates says Rashford could be a 9. Think Ten Hag thinks the same. Maybe that's what Rashford wants to be. Maybe Rashford wants to play down the middle. Maybe that's why he doesn't look so comfortable. Oh my God, McTominay's pass is fucking awful there. Bloody hell. What's that? Somebody trying to tell me at half time McTominay's had a good game. Some of his passes, that was terrible. What is he thinking here? That's like... It's under no pressure. No pressure there, Scott. What's all that about? Benson looks like the only real threat for Burnley, doesn't he? Well done, Wan-Bissaka. Does well. Wins the foul as well. Oh no, he says play on. D says get off his damn back, Mark. Mate, this is a watch-along watching football. Don't know the guy. Won't be coming to mine for Christmas. Won't be going to his for Christmas. We're watching a game of football and he just played a crap pass. If you can't deal with that, then it'll be a very sad day when football fans can't say it's a crap pass or a crap keeping error. Jog on. Jog on, man. Jog on. Fucking hell. If you want to... Go and start a team in a pub league on a Saturday and call it Charity FC if you just want to be nice to players who aren't up to it. Just need to get the second goal here and get it won. Craig Bellamy is the Burnley assistant manager. It doesn't look like Craig Bellamy. The years have not been kind. Good to see. I probably haven't seen Craig Bellamy since he used to play football, so probably has been about 10 years. Good to see Martial back. He's a proper number 9. The difference between him and Rashi, says Alex. Well, he's just gone down here, Martial. I don't like this. Strong tackle by Harwood Bells. Oh, it was a good tackle. And these are the ones where you want Martial not to stay down. Bellamy was rapid, yes. SK. Anthony's warming up. And Alanga. Martial's alright. The thing about Martial is I'm actually glad that's happened because it was a tough, hard tackle, and we need him to get tackled like that because if he is made of glass and he's going to go down and be out for a month with every tackle, then we need to know that now. I'd rather he took some of those tackles and was fine, and we find out, than he can't be made of glass. We've got games every 3 days. He's got to be able to come through this. In my opinion, keep Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's had a really bad spell, I know, but I believe he's a good player and I believe he can be second choice to Delo given a shot, says Peter. Well, it's all about opinion, Peter. Nothing wrong with it. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think Wan-Bissaka wants to stay. I know Ten Hag doesn't want him to stay, and I don't think United want him to stay. So I think he will go. I don't think there is a a chance of it not happening. Lingard's just scored for Forest 2-1 against Blackburn in the Carabao Cup. But he might stay till the summer, but he'll go then. But I think he's gone. I think he's gone. Hi, Mark. Looks like Bruno is getting back to his best, says Simon. Anthony coming on. Good. Give him a good 35 minutes. Probably be for Garnacho, I think. Rashford. Oh, Rashford at full pace here. Final ball, final ball, final ball. Oh, what a goal by Marcus Rashford. Absolutely sits everybody down who says he can't do it. Ryan Giggs-esque. I mean, it wasn't as good as the semi-final at Villa Park in '99, but it was from his own half. It was quick, it was direct, it had the step over, and the finish was delightful. Who says he can't play right wing? He can play right wing. He can play anywhere. Look at this, from his own half. One of the goals of the season. One of the goals of the season. Look at this. Pace, pace, pace. Step over, through the gap, bang. Oh, come on. You might not like him. You might think he's overhyped. You might think he's not worth the money. But, well, he can do things like that. And there's not many people who can. Absolutely fantastic play. Wing play. This is why he's not a forward. This is why he's a winger. Direct. Run at them. Terrify them with pace. And then hit it with power. Lovely play. Lovely play. Reminded me of somebody. Marcus Rashford of 3 years ago. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant goal. Lovely stuff. 2-0 to Manchester United. I think he's going off. Giggsy-esque. Anthony's off for Garnacho. I don't think Rashford is going off. He's gone to the left wing. Up yours, Southgate. Yes. Fucking Sterling for 10 minutes. What a prat. If you don't know what I'm on about, England were losing 2-1 to France with 10 minutes to go. Marcus Rashford was having a very good tournament. Sterling was having a shit tournament and had actually had to go home for a week and only trained the day before. What does he do? Brings on Sterling and ignores Rashford. What a prat. Look, there's a few people in the chat saying, you know, look, I respect opinion, and there are people who quite rightly say, I think Rashford's a bit overhyped. But what did I say in the first half? He can play 3 games where he's rubbish, and then he'll play 3 games where he's world class. But he can actually do it in a game as well. He's one of those players that is, and there's been plenty of players like this in the past. Nani used to be like it, actually. They can play really bad for 70 minutes, and then it takes 30 seconds, and they'll do something like that. Gakpo and Rashi, wow. Reyes, Rashford is untouchable. And look, there's a lot of frustrating things about Rashford. You know, he doesn't always track back, gets himself offside, plays a bad pass. But there's not many players who can do what he's done there. And, you know, not every game is 10-9. Like, a lot of games have 1 or 2 goals in it, and he can get you a goal out of nothing every game. And that's the value of it. He's had a good second half anyway. He played that layoff to McTominay. That should have been 2-0. Love the content. Keep it up, says Joshua. Well, look, you know what? Football's back. Real football's back. Real football is back. Robert McCormack says it was all about the McTominay assist. You know what, though, Robert? To be fair, the Burnley player, I know what you're talking about. The Burnley player just hesitated for a second. McTominay put his foot in, and it did win the ball back. Now, of course, it's not an assist because the goal is complete individualism, but McTominay did make the tackle, to be fair. Mbappe doesn't track back, says Ray. Mbappe's not Marcus Rashford, though. Barmer's just gifted 20 memberships again. You lucky, lucky people. Give him a shout out in the chat. You will be getting to see the quiz tomorrow, the Christmas quiz on the members section. So big shout out to Barmer if you got one. Football's back. That goal by Rashford, fantastic. The goal by Eriksen, the assist by Wan-Bissaka, fantastic. Wednesday night at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup. We're going through to the next round. World Cup? What World Cup? What World Cup? Real football's back. You can clip that. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. We are very close to 539,000, which is what we're trying to hit today. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're only 200 away from 539,000. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Benson's gone down here for Burnley, and I think he's their best player. So Tim says Casemiro is an absolute Rolls Royce of a player, outstanding. I think he's been. Burnley just can't do anything. They're hitting a brick wall. Literally, they just cannot get through. Like you've said before, Mark, Rashford is a moments player. He can disappear most of the match, but having moments like that, the future is exciting. And there's nothing wrong with that, Quinn. Moments players are fine, as long as you've got another 10 players. That you can't carry 2 moments players. He is a moments player. You know, Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, they don't track back. Now, is Rashford that level? No. But I think that's the role that Ten Hag wants him to be at the moment. He wants him to be that moments player that makes things happen. And you can't. I mean, that goal's brilliant. The finish is magnificent. From where it is and how he hits the ball into the side netting, oh, it's a lovely goal. The technique is fantastic. Reminds me of how Ronaldo used to hit the ball. Rashford is good when he gets in the groove, says Vish. And I think he is in the groove this season, Vish. I think he is in the groove. I think he was in the groove for England. I think he was misused by England. I think he's been in the groove this season for United. He's done that off the right wing as well. All his good work, I don't know whether he appreciates it, but you as fans do. All his good work comes from the wing. It's true. He's good off the wing. Ray says, fantastic play by Rashford. I agree, Ray. Thanks for being a member. Get an Ultimax for background. Loving it, mate, says Chris Chisholm. And welcome to the Members Club Proto. Thank you very much. I'm going to have a look what an Ultimax is now. I bet it's a bloody dildo. I don't know what it is. That finish made my trousers wet. I split my drink all over me. Absolutely incredible, says Jack. Here's Martial. Oh, he tried to play McTominay. And Merry Christmas, people, says Barmer, who's been a member for 3 months. What a legend he is. Shout out to Barmer. Thoughts on Deprapka this game, says LS. Well, he's not really done anything wrong second half, so, you know. Mark, would you take Morocco's Bouna at United, or would you rather take someone like Diego Costa, says Steph? I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm not replacing De Gea, so there's nobody I would take in goal at the moment. I would take the French lad, Lafont, as a young keeper. And if anyone wants to mention young keepers that could come and work under De Gea for the next couple of years and be happy to do it, let's talk about that, but I'm not interested in replacing him. Oh, Rashford again. Good tackle. Oh, he's on fire at the moment. He's just megsed him. Oh, you can see the confidence flowing through his body here. Look at this. Through the legs. Megs. Lovely play. He's in the mood, says Just Keven. He is. He's in the mood tonight. We need to get Martial in the mood. They tend to feed off each other, don't they, Martial and Rashford? Need to see something from Anthony in these last 25 minutes as well. He's playing for the contract. He's like Willian. Remember Willian? Remember that summer just after COVID where Willian was at Chelsea and he was out of contract and he basically was like the best player in the Premier League for about a month. He got Chelsea into the Champions League and then he went and got a big deal at Arsenal and was pretty shit. Like classic playing for a contract, which is not what Rashford's doing. I'm just saying, I'm just exemplifying players who sometimes do it at the end of their contract. Happy holidays, everyone. Great to have football back. Lovely chat there from Chris, who's been a member for 28 months. Big shout out to Chris. What's McTominay's contract status as Kiffle? Unsellable, probably. Good cross into the box by Rashford. A little bit too high for Lindelof. Burnley, I think, they've just struggled. I tell you what, it's good to see United like this, because you would expect us to do this against Forest next week as well. Just too good. Too good. And I think, you know what, we would have been better with Maguire playing. Not because Maguire's better, but Casemiro in that McTominay role, I think we would have won this 4 or 5. Doing it again, look. Look at McTominay there. Not showing for the ball. Just waiting for It's Always Bloody Burnley, says Jive. Not going to happen. And this is not that Burnley either. It's a very good test for Burnley as well, because they're running away with the Championship, playing very good football. But this will be a reality bite of what next season's going to be. Get Donny on, says Red Smurf. Here's Rashford. Good tackle, actually. Bruno. Anthony. McTominay. Oh, good defending. Good ball by Anthony. Burnley on the break. What a ball. What a ball. What a ball. What a ball that was. Cherlinoff misses it, but good Monson's ball here. What a pass. Should be 2-1. Look at this for a pass. If this is Bruno or Anthony, you're saying, what a pass. Completely takes Wan-Bissaka and Casemiro out. You can't do anything about it. I mean, Wan-Bissaka probably does enough to put him off, really. Well, he couldn't. No, he doesn't really. That's a lovely ball. Good Monson. Give him a clap. Lovely pass. Should have been 2-1. Alps watching from Turkey. All the best. We'll all be in Turkey on Sunday. Not the country. That sounds rude. The bird thing. The ugly bird thing. Which again sounds rude, but I'm actually talking about the turkey. We're not all eating ugly birds on Sunday. We are, but they're turkey. I've sort of dug a hole a bit there. Somebody's watching from Turkey, and I thought, I'm going to eat turkey on Sunday, and yeah, he frustrates me. McTominay, says Tumbleweed. Can you do some kick-ups, Mark? I haven't done any kick-ups for ages. I'll probably only do about 5. I'll try and do some in a minute. If we get to 539,000, I'll do some kick-ups. So subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Burnley, chance over the bar. It must have been offside. Must have been offside there, Barnes. Had a few half chances, Burnley. Oh no, it would have been onside. Casemiro played him on. You're looking forward to your turkey dinner on Sunday? I am, you know. Christmas dinner is one of my favourite dinners of the year. I'd never eat it again. It's like Christmas pudding, but... Steve says, $1,000 to the first person to convince me that Scooby-Doo is a good player, or even anything he can do well. It's just, look, McTominay's at the moment, somebody said it in the first half, he is not a problem in that team at the moment. You know, he's a bench player who comes in and does a job. He's not a massive problem at the moment. I'd say maybe in the next 2 years. But are we ever going to get rid of McTominay? I think McTominay will just stay, won't he? I mean, if he's another one that feels like he's 19 and he's got potential, but he's 26. So I just think he's... The only thing I would say about McTominay is... do you not want to go and play first team football at some point? You know, we used to have players like Nicky Butt, Phil Neville, who get to a point in their late 20s and go, I want to play first team football now, and they go to Everton or Newcastle. But I don't know that we have players like that now. I don't think he's the new Lingard, Zero Blade, because I think Lingard actually, as frustrating as he was, he did have periods of, amazing ability. Alanga's coming on and Shaw is coming on. See, I'd rather see Palestra. I mean, I can't understand why Alanga gets so much bloody game time. I'd love to have seen Palestri for the last 20 minutes. Maybe Ten Hag's thinking there's a lot of space out there. Wan-Bissaka's coming off for 70 minutes. So I think Malacia will go to right back. Chocolate for breakfast on Christmas Day. Oh, I think I used to. You can still get them actually. I probably should have ordered myself some because I bloody love them. They do them in sports mixture and midget gems. I mean, they're not very good for my teeth, but I was probably about 9 or 10, and got this massive Sabutio set, which was the table football stuff. And my parents were quite liberal on letting you open your presents as soon as you woke up. So I woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning, opened up this Sabutio, set it up in my bedroom, and then had this big box of midget gem sweets, and I was just sat there flicking the scoring goals at 5 o'clock in the morning, shoving sweets in my mouth. I think I passed out in a sugar-induced coma at about 6, and then woke up and had a crunchy. Yeah, we always used to get up at stupid o'clock. Luckily, none of my kids have ever done it. Used to get up at like 4 a.m. every year from about 7 till I was about 29. No. I think I stopped when I found alcohol, so probably about 14. 15, 17, 18, whatever it is. Sabutio is fantastic, Matt. Love it. Oh, McTominay trying to feed Alanga. He's given a foul. Well, it's not Alanga, it's Rashford. Oh, don't be injured, Marcus. I think he's all right. You'll be able to take this free kick, Marcus, if you get up. Please be okay, Marcus. McTominay's moved into a more advanced position now. And Eriksen's dropped to be in the holder. So Ten Hag has actually tweaked the midfield here. Oh, Bruno wants it. Laughed my arse off. Mark's been the boss since a young age. Any news on returning as YouTube's manager, says Frostbite. I don't know what 2023 is going to hold. I mean, you think about it, what a year we've had. And I say we because anything I achieve is because of this community. So, managing in the Sidemen game in front of 30,000 was fantastic. Presenting my own Talk Sport show in the Talk Sport studio was fantastic. Opening a studio in Manchester for the United Stand and That's Football, fantastic. I mean, what else have we done? It's been an amazing year, so I don't know what next year holds. I want to go on tour. I want to go to the US on tour with United in July. But who knows? What's Seb getting for Christmas, says Rob Smooth. And I tell you what, some people get a bit down after Christmas, don't they? Not me. I'm like, football's back. Like, I'm just going to be consuming football for the next month or so. And then the Super Bowl as well. I always love that in November, in January. So bring it all on. Unknown X says, you look tired. I was out late last night. Blame Ben Foster. I don't care about Ronnie. Ronnie don't care about me. All I care about is Man United, says MUFC 123. He's like Tom Cleverley. If he leaves, his career will fizzle out because he just ain't very good, says Rory C. about McTominay. James Frisky, welcome to the Members Club. James Frisky sounds like whiskey, which reminds me of Christmas. Super Bowl's at the start of Feb, but the playoffs are in Jan. Oh yes, midget gems and dewdrops too. Definitely filling pullers, says Phil. I used to like toffee. Like you can get toffee from Thornton's. Good cross into the box by Burnley. Yeah, we still can get toffee from Thornton's. Here's Anthony on the break. Come on, what you got, lads? You've been quiet since you came on. We've got a 3v2. Slip Bruno in and it's 3-3. 3-0. Passes it behind him. He's got to do better there. Luke Shaw, cut back. Ericsson, corner. Yeah, this toffee you can get from Thornton's, I like it with bits of Brazil nut in it. And I always used to get some for Christmas, and I'm not allowed it anymore because I put it in my mouth and started chewing and moved it from one side of my mouth to the other, and then felt that side of my mouth with my tongue, and there was a big gap, and it took 2 of my back teeth out, and they weren't even fillings. It just took them out. I was like, what? So I don't eat it anymore. But I love it. I love it. Really hard toffee with Brazil nuts in it at Thornton's. It's lovely, but it took 2 teeth out. It's like being punched by Tyson Fury. 1 punch. Mark Premature, I would love to coordinate a members event if United come to Southern California during the tour. Sounds brilliant, Anthony Johnson. Definitely want to do some stuff like that. If anyone's got any ideas for that, definitely up for it. Want to do some meets and greets next year. We've got some stuff planned in the UK, but we'll let you know more about that in January. Will you do a meet and greet at Newcastle? So relaxing sounds for you. I don't think Newcastle's probably our demographic really, but you never know. Brazil nuts are nice. DJ John, I know exactly what you've done there. I'm talking about the actual nut, Brazil nut. Filth. Hi Mark, today's my birthday. Love United. Thank you for being here and happy holidays from Denver, Colorado, says Len. Thank you very much. Len, how would you rate Bruno as captain so far? He's done really well, Kendra. I think he should keep it. I've been happy with Bruno tonight. I've been happy with Rashford tonight. I know sometimes they can be a bit frustrating, but they've both delivered tonight. Anthony going 100 miles an hour needs to slow it down before giving off the pass, says Red Smith. That pass to Bruno should have happened about 3 seconds earlier as well. He overplayed that ball. If you are in America or anywhere, actually, what's Christmas like for you then? Is it, in the UK it's massive. We get the day after Christmas as well is a bank holiday, which is called Boxing Day. I don't think you get that in America. It's back to work, isn't it? But, so Christmas Day is on Sunday. 3-1 to Forest. They're going to go through in the draw. When is the draw? Is the draw tonight? When's the draw for the Carabao quarter-final? Is it tonight or is it after tomorrow? Giancarlo says we do get Boxing Day in Canada. Frostbite says, yeah, we're back to work on Monday. That'd be rubbish. So you have Christmas Day and then you go back to work the next day. You can't even have a drink. Talk of Sabutio and Chris Thornton's toffees making me feel very nostalgic, says Simon. Give us your Christmas memories. Christmas is all about nostalgia anyway. Would you come to Norway? Yeah, I'd love to, Christian. I'd love to. I just haven't got the time to sort things out. If somebody said, look, there's this venue. Do you want to come and do a live United Stand show? I'll bloody do it. Mark, if you're ever in Wimbledon, give me a shout. For a pint, says Tumbleweed. I was in Wimbledon last June. I'll probably be there this June. I'd normally go and watch the 2020 at the Orville and then out in Wimbledon. How's those Brazilian nuts, Mark? Happy holidays, says Dublin Sovereign Wealth Fund. Thank you very much. Mark, if De Gea signs a new contract, what should we do about the second goalkeeper? I really hope we can sell Henderson and keep Dubravka. No, we don't want to do that, Juan. Anthony's just put a bad tackle in there. Small gripe, why do we see so many short passes from corners? Feels like we aren't that short. Little moan over decent game, says SK. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at this Anthony foul here. Yeah, definitely yellow card. Frustration. See, I like Anthony. And people will look at that and go, he's a very frustrating player. But he just needs to settle a bit. Right, if you want me to do some keep-ups, you better get subscribing because we're 200 away from 539,000 and we've only got 10 minutes left. So I will do some keep-ups if we hit 539,000. So subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And if you have subscribed, share it. Christmas for us Latinos is this Saturday, says Christian. Oh, Christmas Eve, yes. Like it. I think Burnley have done all right. Burnley have done all right, but United have been better. Good performances, Mike Hudson. Player ratings. Don't forget to do player ratings because we do that as part of my match reaction, which is straight after this. So mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. It's open on the website now. I'll drop the link in the video description for you anyway, but it is on the website, theunitedstand.com. I've just dropped it in, headed away by Casemiro. So if you go to the video description, you will see Manscaped, where you can get 25% off and free shipping. But you'll also see the link for the player ratings. So you can mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, put a star next to your man of the match, and we'll go through that on the match reaction straight after this. Quite straightforward. I'm pretty happy with it. Although Burnley, I tell you what, could have been an interesting last 10 minutes there. Harvey Barnes smacks the cross, but doesn't hit the back of the net. Starting to get some chances now. Casemiro with a bad pass out. Terrible pass by Casemiro, and yeah, Barnes should have scored. First mistake of the game. I am actually going to pin the chats with the player ratings. So you can go through the link in the description, but you can also go by what I've just pinned. KC says, I have to admit, I haven't been impressed by Anthony apart from his early performances. I'd love to see more aggression. He's playing more crosses and just more fearless attacking in general. I hope he can settle with time. And as you might know, we have Stephen's Day here in Ireland, same as Boxing Day. As an aside, how did you find the Irish lasses when you were in Ireland? Rory C, I was always in a relationship in Ireland, so the official line is that I didn't sample. That's all you're gonna get. I can't say anything more. A gentleman doth not tell. Alanga's been off, says Michelle. I've hardly noticed him on, really. I mean, Rashford's been playing down the middle. Here's Anthony. Good shot. Good save. I'd like to have seen Donny van der Beek come on as well. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'd like to have seen it. Did anyone find out when the draw is? Is it tonight or is it tomorrow? I'd love to know. They've had chances, Burnley, you know. I mean, Man United have been the better side. Fred and Brandon Williams are coming on now. They've had chances in this game, Burnley. They could have made it closer, but for United, it's a standard win. I think Rashford will get man of the match for the goal. I mean, that's always the thing, isn't it? I mean, the goal was fantastic. Is it a man of the match performance because of one goal? No, but that's just the way things go. For me, who would you give man of the match to, though? He'll get man of the match. I don't know who'd be your... Well, you get voting. You get voting yourselves. It's not my job. I'll do it on my stream. Fred's on for Rashford. Brandon Williams is on for Malacia. My chat is froze. There we go. I've played the game. Have you played the game, says Ben Benson. The draw is tomorrow, thank you, after the City game. Well, I'm doing the City game, so if you want to join me on That's Football tomorrow, I know it's Christmas, but if you've got the time, tune in. That's the great thing about United. We're not playing Boxing Day, so I can just chill out for the day, and I'm not doing any watch-alongs on Boxing Day. If it's United, I'll do it. but I'm not... I don't know what Bruno's getting involved in here. Hi Mark, been meaning to ask you for a while, why do you call him Geldart? It's Geldart. I call him Geldart. I call him Geldart. Gelhart. Oh, right, yeah, I call him Geldart, yeah. Bruno's had a good game, yes, James. Right, I'm going to try and do some keep-ups, even though we didn't hit 539,000. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Why is it called Boxing Day, says DJ? I think it's because you box up your presents. Although I think traditionally there used to be boxing on that as well. Right, I'm going to try and do this now. The Carabao Cup quarter-final draw is set to take place following the conclusion of Man City versus Liverpool on Thursday, says Rory C. Thank you very much. Right, shall I try and do it in my slippers? Here we go. Oh, 25. Never. I'm going to take my slippers off. Do it with me bare feet. Oh, the bloody chair got in the way. That was even worse. Oh, 13. This is rubbish. I'm way better than this. Ah, it's not pumped up properly. That ball's rubbish. Oh, fuck off. I've ruined it. I need to practice more. I've played the game. I'm better than that. I'm way better than that. Disappointed with myself. I'll be out in the garden now till 4 o'clock in the morning. It's cold. You're coming in? No. I've got to do better. If you've seen me on Instagram, I can do 200 piece of piss. It's just not pumped up properly. I don't think it's real leather either. English Agalo, says Robert McCormack. Well, we can all have a laugh. That's the World Cup ball. That's the World Cup ball. Bruno's missing the next round of the Carabao Cup with a yellow card. I wonder, you know what, actually? I wonder how many players are going to start doing that for a break. It is the World Cup ball, EG. It is. Don't forget, by the way, sponsored by Manscaped, so you can get these delivered to your door with a 25% discount with the code United Stand and free delivery. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Fantastic products with Manscaped. Treat yourself. You won't look back. You'll look down. Brilliant. Fantastic. Thanks to Manscaped. Links in the description as well. Don't forget to do your player ratings. We're going to go through that on the match reaction straight after this. Goldbridge hasn't played the game, says Alex. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm just tired. I'm normally better than that. Four minutes added on. United cruising. I can't wait to do the player ratings, actually, because I'm very interested to see what you're going to give Dubravka, McTominay, Malacia, Ericsson, Bruno, Martial. I mean, those players, they're not all shit. I'm just very interested to see how you've judged their 90 minutes, because I think there's a couple of good players in there, and I think there's a couple of not so good players in there. But it'd be interesting to see how you do it. Bruno won't play in the quarterfinals. As I said at the start of the game, this now sandwiches a game in for United. This is really important what I'm about to say, actually. So let me tell you, this just makes Manchester United's schedule in January even more. And we've got to keep an eye on this. We have to keep an eye on this because it will become a problem. We don't have a massive squad. And January now looks like this. We play Forest on the 27th of December. We then play Wolves on the 31st of December. We're then playing 3 days later Bournemouth. 3 days after that we play Everton. 3 days after that we play the Carabao Cup. So it's relentless. It's relentless. And then 3 days after that we're playing Man City. We are basically going to be playing every 3 or 4 days for the next 2 months. Jake Shawcross says, if that's the World Cup ball, it would have gone through the ceiling. Yeah, it's not a World Cup ball. It's an FA Cup ball. You need to work on your left foot, says Rory. I don't. I've got a wonderful left foot. There's loads of videos of me doing hundreds of kick-ups, but I just haven't done it for about 2 weeks. You need to keep doing it every day. You need to practice, and I haven't. Alanga's literally done nothing since he came on, has he? I mean, are we not going to give the lad a chance in the Championship? Surely that's what we're going to do. You've got to give him a chance in the Championship. Dubravka's getting shit in the box again, and the chat. Yeah, De Gea's had a night off and he'll be all right. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Oh, my God. He's not good, Dubravka. Mark, will you scran the mince pie and carrots Seb will leave out on Christmas Eve, says Alex. No, that's for Santa. I'm not going to nick it. Santa gets that. Having my first child in June. Let's hope it brings us some good luck for the 23-24 season. Merry Christmas from Australia, says Proto. Good luck and congratulations as well, mates. I'm sure you'll love it. Yeah, player rating is going to be very interesting. Looking forward to doing that. We'll do that straight after this. I know who my man of the match is, and you will find out on my match reaction. I will not disclose it. I am not at liberty to do that contractually until the match reaction. Is Rashford your man of the match? No, I think that's too obvious to give it to him. Of course, Sky have given him man of the match because they've got no idea about what they're actually paying to what. I mean, Sky, BT, Amazon, they pay all this money for football, and then they don't employ people who actually know football. I mean, Rashford's goal is goal of the season. But he's not. You don't win man of the match for goal of the season. Do you think Anthony's form dropped off due to having one eye on the World Cup, being Brazilian, says Gaza? I don't think he's done enough since he came on. I don't think any of the subs have really done enough since they came on, have they, really? Luke Shaw looked all right, but good performance from Manchester United. Into the draw tomorrow night. Quarterfinals. Man City or Liverpool will go out tomorrow, leaving Manchester United, Newcastle, and one of those for the favourites for me. So, good result for United. Could be our best chance of a trophy. Yeah, we'll go do the match reaction and the player ratings. Links in the video description for the player ratings or the chat. Don't forget to check out with Manscaped, and I'll see you over there in a couple of minutes' time.